Hi, friends. And welcome into the firm of Harris and Marang. Patrick Harris, that's me right here. That's Danny Marang over there in the 2-chair. Finally, you lazy bum. That's Casey Smith back there holding down the ones and twos. The whole fam bam back together again, guys. It's nice to have everyone in the same room.
Oh, it's good to be back.
It's nice to have you.
Ah, well.
I never thought I'd say that. He came in here. Swag was talking to me yesterday. I was like, Danny's back tomorrow. He's like, you sound excited. I was like, I am.
I have to do less work then.
Welcome back, amigo. I know it sure feels weird.
It does, man. Like, this is the longest time I've taken off for non-surgical reasons.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Taking time off is cool, man.
Yeah, no, it was nice. You get a full week to go just do things.
You didn't get your body operated on. You got your heart operated on.
There you go. But yeah, no.
You can put it on the board.
Wedding season is done. It was great. It was awesome. Thank you guys for being there. It was a ton of fun. It was over in a blur.
They always do.
Yeah, dude.
They always do.
It was, thank God, what a perfect weather day.
Yeah, it was really nice.
Perfect weather day.
Not too hot, good shade from the trees,
Yeah.
slat breeze.
Yeah, the little breeze started coming at the end of the night, and ended up with a little bit of extra wine. So if you guys want some wine, I'll bring some in. I guess it's just going to sit there otherwise.
I mean,
Yes,
yeah,
dude.
dude, yeah. Are you kidding me?
I'll
Yeah.
take the free wine.
You know how much money I spend on wine that I don't drink? Preschool, glug, glug, glug.
No. Wait. Were you
teasing.
were you buying wine at my wedding? Like, it was paid
No.
for, dog?
No. I mean, at my house.
Oh, yeah,
at my
yeah.
house. I spend a decent amount of money on wine that I don't drink.
Yeah.
The wife.
No, but,
I'm really good at scavenging for wine, so this is just another opportunity.
There you go, yeah.
Weird. Casey's really good at finding free stuff.
Free booze. No, wedding was awesome. Tiff was amazing. She was beautiful. Absolutely. Well, if you took the under on me crying immediately, you won. That was over immediately. Let's see.
Yeah, Patrick gave me a $5 in the parking lot.
Oh, there you go. That makes about right. Yeah, no, I think I cried like 7 times. I heard you guys say you couldn't hear me on my vows. I couldn't talk.
Yeah, hers were fantastic.
I mean, she crushed it.
And then the second you started talking, I went, and that's why your mic is up
Yeah,
higher.
it wasn't just that.
Boom,
though.
roasted.
When I tried to talk full volume, I cry. So I had to kind of mumble through it just to her, just like
Because otherwise you're just squeaking the words out.
I could not have gotten my words out if I talked normally. It wasn't going to happen.
Ceremony was super sweet, though, man.
Well, thank you. It was I mean, like I said, the weather was incredible. She looked absolutely. I don't say a big deal out of it, but I made a kind of a big deal out of. I didn't want to know anything about the dress, what she was doing, anything at all. And I told our officiant, I go, I'm going to have my back to the aisle. Tell me when she turns the corner. Because
I did a similar thing.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to see her like through because the overlook right there, I could see into it. I didn't want to see her until she turned the corner for the aisle. And he just gave me a nod. I turned around and immediately just waterworks.
Lost it.
Yeah, legs buckled. Had to put my hand over my mouth. It was. Yeah. Yep. That's pretty much it.
That's it, huh? I don't even know what that. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, what is that from?
That's Damon Wayans.
Is that Scary Movie?
No, what's the superhero movie that he's in?
Is that Blank Man?
That's Blank Man.
Blank Man.
You.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I got a deep cut for you.
That's
yeah.
a great one.
That movie was terrible and awesome at the same time.
That's what makes it good.
Yes. But yeah, no. I got a lot of congrats on the sex texts. So those are fun.
Hey. This is a family show over here.
You can
It's a family show over here. Let's not.
Tiff is somewhere right now just crawling out of her skin. I love that. It's a little mild embarrassment.
I still haven't consummated my marriage.
There you go.
I'm waiting till retirement.
She just like, it's so funny. We got some of the first look photos. She is beaming in all of them. People have sent us photos and videos from the event, and I was stressed out of my mind because my job for the wedding was the execution.
Okay.
Like doing the prep and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but
immediately when everything got over and we finally saw you and gave you your hugs, we hit you with the...
Woozah.
Oh, yeah.
Woosah. You look like you needed a little
Dude.
woosah in your
Yeah,
life.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. My sister told me to sit down and eat. And I was like, okay.
It's one of the number one things bride and grooms forget to do. Is somebody who's officiated like a dozen weddings, it's the one thing they always forget to do. And you don't want to forget to do it. I remember when my cousin got married, she forgot to eat lunch and then waited forever to get food. And when her and her husband sat down to eat, they were like animals. It was not a good look for her to be just shoveling food in her mouth because she was going to die. So you got to remember to eat.
Yeah.
Just don't eat ever like me and you're fine.
Yeah, we didn't really eat a full meal until yesterday. So
Wait, why didn't you eat a full meal on Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday, or Wednesday?
Sunday we got married.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
What about Monday? You couldn't eat food on Monday?
We were just going. What
do you got to do? It's over.
We were just having fun, man.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
We were going.
It was a kid's show.
We were going.
It was a kid's show.
Family show.
Went and golfed. Had a great day out there. Beautiful day. Little his and her matchy outfits. And the golf bag. Here's the thing. Leading up to the wedding, we got each other wedding presents. In case the golf bag that I showed you.
Oh, yeah, sweet. Very sweet.
She left. I go in there to go pick up Landon, and she goes, I left you something in the bedroom. I open up the door.
Ooh,
That
What's up,
Hey,
man?
yo.
Hey-o.
that bag was there with his and her matching golf outfits for the day after.
That's really
So,
sweet.
I was
it's
like,
a really sweet bag.
God dang it. So yeah. No, it was awesome. Thank you for everybody.
I do have to admit, I stole so many golf tees.
Good. That's what they're there for.
So many.
I left with so many.
Both me and Joe Simon took a look at each other and went, yeah.
Yeah,
Just
no.
double fisted our way out of there.
Good, because I left with probably like 100 still.
Yeah.
I didn't even see golf tees.
Dude,
See, I don't golf, so I don't look to steal like you.
Well, they were
that's
next to the cookies, so I had to get the cookies.
people
on the way
didn't
out.
notice the favors, man. The tissues, the napkins, the golf tees, the cookies.
I didn't see anything.
Yeah, dude.
I ate a bunch of
told you
macaroni.
before you left, go grab cookies, and you're like, wait, I can grab more?
The ones with the little salt on the top?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ate the macarons. I ate a bunch of those.
I had 3 of those cookies
Oh yeah,
on the way out.
Yeah, and then there was a couple cupcakes left, and the staff were like, she made these?" I was like, "Yeah." They're like, "Can we have one?" I'm like, "Please."
Please.
I don't
I don't.
want them
Yeah.
at home.
I'm not coming home with anything.
We did great. We didn't bring anything home other than some of the favors.
Excellent.
I was like, "Oh, thank you, God, thank you." And now for the next 4 days, I have to move.
Gross.
So, yeah, that's why we did all the fun and had all the things done, so that over the next 4 days I can move.
I just have the wife's birthday on Monday. I have
there
to
you
deal
go.
with that. I got her sweet gift.
Nice.
She might be listening because
Yeah,
she's
no.
not working. So, from the 4 of us, me and the kids,
Okay.
I think we knocked
They-
it out of the
they
park
chipped
for this
in?
one. I think yeah. With their my son in his allowance box, it's his drawer that has socks, underwears, and loose $1 bills everywhere.
Love that.
Yeah,
Love that.
and like somewhere in there's a 50, but he doesn't know. It's like you don't know where the $50 bill is.
No, it's under the third sock.
Good for him that I know where the $50 bill is.
Yeah, you go.
Sometimes you need cash.
just changing it out.
Yeah. And then you get a fresh 50 from the bank and you just kind of crinkle it up and then
Yeah,
throw it in
they're
there. He
not
won't
different.
know. He won't know.
Nah, it's fine.
He won't know at all.
Gotta get him a little wallet.
No, because then he'll take his money everywhere and then he'll lose the wallet.
Nah, it's fair.
As a good buddy of mine would say, it's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing.
Yeah, he's going to be 10. I got 3 birthdays in my family coming up. The
Our-
wife is the 31st, and then I got 2 kids the first 15 days of September.
The
Got a
second
lot
half,
of Virgos in your life.
A lot of Virgos in my life.
Shout out the Virgo gang.
second half of October, we have mine, Tiff's, her mom's, her brother's, and my mom.
Yeah, I just
All in the span of 10 days.
I just
I'm
hang
just
out
like,
by myself.
Yeah, I got a lot of dogs, and then my brother's the 4th, I'm the 8th, and my dad's the 26th. Got a lot of September birthdays in my family.
There you go. Yeah, turns out people get busy in the winter. Who knew?
Getting higgy with it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is, dude.
And
Yeah, it's all like Christmas and
From A-Rod.
Yeah, it's Christmas and Thanksgiving. Higgy.
Hey, I don't know if you guys know this, but football starts.
It does start.
Oh, yeah, it does.
It does start.
My
I've
Steelers-
kind of been
my
paying
Steelers
attention.
played today.
I have to switch my brain into sports mode. I have not looked at much over the last week, and I gotta say, it was kind of nice to just not.
Oh, for sure.
Just
there are great
not.
times. You know what I've been doing of late, dude? I've been watching baseball.
Oh,
Yeah,
how's that for you?
great. Yeah, I watch like 2 innings, take a nap,
Wake
wake
up,
up, it's
still
the
on.
7th, still on. Watch a couple more innings, maybe flip to a different game. Have dinner, go to bed, boom, boom, then we're done.
There you go.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's pretty simple life, man. I try not to overcomplicate things. Trying to think. I mean, I have had to do shows with you gone, but it hasn't been too bad. It's been a lot of NFL.
You've had some content at least.
We've had some content. You want to talk about NFL players playing in college, Danny?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I want to get into.
You're just ready for
the
it.
SEC and, yeah.
What did we say yesterday, baseball-wise, that we were going to say for Danny to break down today? We'll throw him off. I can't remember what it was. It was good, though.
It was really good. Oh, I should have written it down.
I can't remember.
Got the spin rates?
Well, we were talking about Ketel Marte and the Diamondbacks, and that's a weird situation. And Cal Raleigh's been good, and the Mariners might be better. It's not that. I can't remember.
You sure you don't want to talk NBA owners and the absolute S show that is going around across the league?
No way, dude. The board's at number 2.
Did it have anything to do with the Dodgers?
I don't know. It might have.
It could have. It could have been a TV deal question.
No. It was on the field because I remember it was.
It wasn't
like,
Magic Johnson's money?
Yeah, no. It was like, we'll break down their chances of survival with Danny tomorrow. He'll give a full diagnostic, and you and I both laughed.
My eyes just roll back.
Yeah.
And,
It's like the Padres or something stupid like that.
No, I started looking last night.
Just kind of poking around.
Like poking around, like, all right, what stories did I miss?
Yeah.
Somebody texted me, was it Sunday night? Hey, something's going to come out about Shaden tomorrow. And I went, I didn't see it till Monday afternoon. I was just like, okay, whatever. And then I ended up circling back. I was like, oh, that sucks for him.
Well, the worst part is it came out like 2 hours after our show.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Can we tell the people over there at one center court?
It was on the White Sox.
Oh, yes. Why the White Sox are so good this year. We need you to break that down. Tell us why the White Sox have been so good this year.
Because baseball been very, very good to them.
Shout out Rylan on the YouTube.
That's all you got? Baseball been very, very good?
Yes.
Oakley Dokley, we got a great show for you today. It is a 10 Toes Down Thursday. No better way to do a Danny Marang return than a 10 Toes Down Thursday. We'll get to that in the Big Nooner. We'll also check in on Daniel Marang's thoughts on the Blazers and Jonathan Kuminga, Shaden Sharp, everything going around with that stuff. But we're in full college football today. Chris Fetters will join us in the 11 o'clock hour to talk UW. We'll preview their season. Decent expectations on the line for Jed Fish. Do deaths come in threes in sports as well? We'll get to that in hour number deuce. But we'll start with our official preview of the Oregon Ducks. Tyson Alger will join us at 10:30. Can the Ducks finally break through and get to the national championship and, dare I say, win it? We'll start there. 105.1 FM and 1080 AM. 10:18 here, Portland Sports Leader. Don't you forget it, baby. We are live from the shadows of the historic Fremont Bridge. That is not really historic. I just say that for fun. 503-864-6326. That's the fan text line. She'll let you interact with us throughout the entire day. YouTube is also available for you. 105.1 The Fan is the channel. Smash that like and subscribe button like you just got married. Jump in the chat. Be nice to each other over there. There's no better way to start having to start a show with Danny Marang back after being out for a week than groveling and slurping and loving my Oregon Ducks.
There you go. Your Ducks. Yeah, thanks for that.
Tyson Alger is going to join us in about 10 minutes or so. But let's use this opportunity over the next few days. Today and tomorrow we have guests on each day to preview Oregon, UW, Oregon State, and Washington State in that order. So we'll have some fun looking around the teams in the Pacific Northwest as we get into week 0 this weekend. And let's get right at it, Danny. The Oregon Ducks, is there ever been a season that the Oregon Ducks have had more pressure on them than this? It feels a lot to me.
Probably not in the modern era.
No, yeah, I'm talking modern era.
Yeah,
like
the last 15 years, BCS era, yeah.
Yeah, let's say post Chip Kelly.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't, and this is me, I don't know, being on the other side of it. It's like, they don't have any excuses.
Yeah, it's true.
You don't have any excuses.
It's true. It's the big one, and it's funny to think like where the pressure lies if you could pinpoint it in one spot. And I don't think you can pinpoint it. And I think that actually might be the plus going in if you're the Oregon Ducks.
Yeah.
Lanning's got some pressure on him. Dante's got some pressure on him. New coordinators have pressure on them. The returning defensive starters have pressure on them. Mm-hmm. It's kind of, but because it's spread around everywhere on the squad, it's almost like if one guy struggles, another guy can pick up.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to highlight a potential weakness, it's at the linebacker core.
Sure.
But
maybe the offensive line a little bit.
Your secondary, you've got two preseason All-Americans. Mm-hmm. You know, you've got a guy who's going to be a first-round draft pick on your defensive line. Mateo's probably going to be,
day 2,
second,
day 3,
maybe third day pick in the NFL. Like Finney and Coy are both monsters in the back end. Like it's on the defensive side of the ball. If you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, then, maybe you start pointing at fingers at coordinators. But on the defensive side of the ball, that's where they feel like the coordinator position is good. Bartu was talking about how, like, hey, no, he's a guy. Like, they think he's going to make sense. Dante would have probably been the second quarterback off the board last year on the offensive side. Yes, you lose a freak tight end, but you're replacing him with a freak tight end. Your wide receiver core, Evan Stewart's back. DeCorian Moore's healthy. Your offensive line is still there. Like, there's... Davison getting dinged up is certainly not something you want coming into camp, but you've got depth there too. Like, so it's like everywhere you look, you've got what you're supposed to have. There's not they're breaking in a new quarterback. It's like, no, it's like everybody's there. So if you're not going out there, and your schedule is a joke to start. I mean, Boise State's a good team.
Boise State number 1 in the top 10 G-spot poll.
But Oklahoma State and Portland State. I mean, your guys. You're probably not playing past the third quarter against Oklahoma State.
No. Are you playing even through the half against Portland State?
I would doubt it. But look, I think Mestemaker is going to be better at Oklahoma State. They're going to be better than they were last year, but they were horrid.
They were maybe the worst team in Power 4.
I mean, they were god-awful. So are they going to be better? Are they going to pose more of a threat? Yes. Should Oregon absolutely just waffle stomp them? Yes. And then obviously you get the early test in L.A., mm-hmm. And that will be the measuring stick for Oregon and for my team, to see where teams are at.
A funny thing about this Oregon squad going into, I think just kind of sums up college football in such a nutshell in this sense that it is so hard to get everything perfect at the same time, mm-hmm. okay? Because Oregon, Dan Lanning is an up-and-coming top-tier coach, mm-hmm. if not already, that
he's
second.
He's a top 5 coach in the country.
Yeah, that second tier of in the top tier of coaches that haven't won a natty. Dan's definitely there.
Yes.
So you've got a great up-and-coming coach. You have a potential Heisman Trophy winner and a number 1 overall pick in Dante Moore. You have all these returners back on defense, but breaking in new coordinators. It's not like Will Stein and Tosh Lupoy both came back this year. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it takes special situations to really win a national championship. And this is probably the closest Oregon has ever been, because even when you go back into the Joey days, the Chip Kelly days. There were always some warts in some place.
Yeah, with Chip, it was the lack of size in both offensive and defensive lines.
And everywhere. And not just that, but like size in quarterbacks too. And they were always athletes, but not quarterbacks, so to say. And that changed over the years. But you're right. Looking at the schedule, they're going to be favored in every single game they play until they get to Columbus in November. And I mean, some of these are going to be close. I bet you they're a close favorite against SC on the road. They'll be a 6.5 point favorite against Michigan at home, if not more. We'll see how that game plays out.
They'll be favored by more than
Michigan
touchdown.
And that's if Michigan
imploded.
Right. All the hard games they get at home, sans USC and Ohio State. But you're right, the schedule does break their way this year. There's no Indiana. Now, that'll be the question. And this is kind of what's come around with Dan Lanning over the years is UW all of a sudden, whoa, Kalen DeBoer's got something going on at UW, can't beat him. Whoa, Signetti's got something going on at Indiana, can't beat him. So we'll see if there's that bugaboo this year. If Oregon goes on the road to Ohio State on November 7th and loses a close game, is anybody going to really throw their arms up in the air? Ohio State did that 2 years ago and then won a natty.
Yeah.
So that's going to be the real test, is how this team responds when they struggle, how this team responds when they blow out from week to week, what bye weeks look like. It's semifinal or bust for me for this team. I think if they don't make a college football playoff semifinal, and dare I say not get blown out in that semifinal, that's the floor for me for this team.
That's been the, to squint and be like, where's the Dan Lanning issue? It's like, and I'm not even counting the Georgia game in his first head coach. Like they just got smashed, and it is what it is. Beyond that, he's not had some moments in big games. Obviously, the Kalen DeBoer UW games are there, but it's the Ohio State game in the playoff. It's the Indiana game in the playoff. It's when the lights have shown the brightest, and I've said this to you off air, and I've used a little bit more colorful language, but they've got something in them that they need to exercise. And until they do that, it's the Red Sox or the Cubs. Like, it is a legitimate curse. This is a program that for 20 years, when the lights have shown brightest, they have Clemsoned or Couged it harder than anyone, no matter what the era. And they've been really good, but there's just been that one thing where they just blow their foot off.
And the good news, though, because you're not wrong, the good news is for the Oregon Ducks going into this season is they win games they're supposed to.
Yes.
Dan never has clunkers.
Nope.
You look at Mario at Miami, they have clunkers.
Oh, you want to talk about just swallowing a shotgun? Mario invented that in the modern era. It's like, why are you losing that game?
Look, Ryan Day has like 6 total losses in his career, something stupid like that. But some of them are against a bad Michigan team. He had a Michigan problem for a while. Dan doesn't lose those games.
No.
And the way the schedule breaks this year, he's going to be favored in every game except for Ohio State. Yep. And
to be totally clear, rightfully so.
And the nice thing, too, that I think that the Ducks have going for them is I feel like, despite them being the number one team in the nation right now, and Bill Connolly's SP+, we love the SP+ on this show, has Ohio State number 1 defense, number 2 offense, and Oregon is number 1 defense, reverse it. And so they are true number 1 and 2. I have more questions about Ohio State than I do Oregon. Oregon, to me, is just execution.
Well, I mean, Ohio State, they did what they've done the last couple of years, which is pump a bunch of guys in the NFL.
Without a doubt. And they still have the best player in college football in Jeremiah Smith.
And Sayin.
I have more questions about Julian Sayin than I do Dante Moore. Again, I think for the Ducks this year, it just comes down to execution. Yeah. Can you get it done when you need it done?
Can your coordinators carry on with what they've been doing?
And you
particularly on the offensive side.
And you got to avoid the Penn State trap of last year where you gutted out a whiteout win on the road, but then Penn State turned out to be not very good. So then you start to question, was that a test? Sure, on the road in the Big Ten in a night game and in an environment like that, that's a huge test. You made the test, but was that really a test in hindsight? In hindsight's 2020. But
I love how the further we get from this, the more you're moving to it.
Well, I just think. Look, if I represent the average person that's not a Duck fan,
but you're a Duck fan,
I'm a little clenched for a Duck fan this year because the expectations are so big.
The bar's high
because the floor is high.
Yeah,
like the bare minimum is really, really high.
The
for
bare
this
minimum
squad.
is a playoff win, absolute bare minimum.
Oh, I think it's 2.
Oh, I'm saying,
Yeah.
bare.
Absolute bare.
Like, if you go in and I shouldn't say that because they'll probably get a first seed and beating whatever group of 6 team that you beat. Like,
hey, be easy on the G spot.
I'm just saying, but like I'm talking. You need to beat a real team
Without a doubt.
in the college football playoffs.
Couldn't agree more. And with that, let's bring in our guy Tyson Alger of the I-5 corridor. Look out, Eugene, Springfield. We'll take a quick break, bring him in, and we'll chat about this Oregon Duck program and what he sees leading up to a huge year. But first, there's Casey with sports.
Now, from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This Sports Center update is brought to you by A&E Plumbing, Heating and Air, serving Portland, Southwest Washington, and the Gorge. Online at aneheatingandcooling.com. It's hard to stop a train. First on the Fan, some NFL news for you as your Seattle Seahawks have reached an agreement on a 3-year, $90 million extension with All-Pro defensive tackle Leonard Williams. The extension will make Williams one of the NFL's top 5 highest-paid defensive tackles by annual salary. The deal will also include $56 million guaranteed for the guy who was ranked the top player by NFL executives, coaches, and scouts at the defensive tackle position. Some more NFL news for you as the Pittsburgh Steelers have restructured the contract of wide receiver DK Metcalf, converting his base salary into a signing bonus to create $18 million in added cap flexibility. This comes about as reports suggested the Steelers and quarterback Joey Porter had reached an impasse on extension discussions. And according to Adam Schefter, the Green Bay Packers are signing tight end Jonnu Smith to a 1-year deal. Finally, some NBA news for you as free agent forward Jonathan Kuminga has reached a 2-year, $12.4 million deal with the Minnesota Timberwolves. The deal will include a player option in the second season as he rejoins a Western Conference contender. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Lowercase from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of prime time with Isaac and
As we look into this upcoming season of the Oregon Ducks, there's no better way to do that than bring in our guy Tyson Alger, the I-5 corridor, Lookout Eugene Springfield. One of our favorites to have on this program when we talk Oregon Ducks, and we're thankful that he could carve out some time for us today. Tyson, hello, my friend. I haven't seen you at the stadium of late. I was worried if I needed to call some authorities because I was concerned.
Yeah, it turns out it gets a little busy this time of year, guys. You throw football into the mix while still trying to do the whole moonlighting as a soccer guy. I'm managing. I wouldn't say I'm thriving, but I'm managing. We're here. How are you?
I'm good, buddy. I'm good. I'm glad you're alive. Managing is the best way to do it. And just wait until soccer and football starts at the same time. That'll be the real buckle up. But let's get into this Oregon Ducks situation, Tyson. What was when you were doing your prep work, when you were going into the season, so many storylines, new coordinators, returning quarterback, tons of defensive studs, a nice transfer on the defensive side. What was the number one thing that catches your eye when you start breaking down what this season's going to look like?
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to kind of put that down to one thing because on one hand, I mean the biggest narrative is all the guys who came back, right? And I've done this enough years with the Ducks where there's always like a string of off season, like, oh, this guy's coming back for next year, but it's like, where else was he going to go? It's always every time a guy comes back for his senior season, he's spurning the draft, he's coming back, and maybe that's not always the case. But like this year, especially like when you're talking about that defensive line, like all four of those dudes probably would have gotten drafted last year, and so it's like you have this massive strength in an area where the Ducks aren't generally coming into a season known for it. I mean, like the offense is what the offense is this year. You have Dante Moore, you have ridiculous skill guys, but I think the difference for this Oregon team is just what's on the other side of the ball. But then on the flip side of that, the one thing that just kind of scares me is if you want to win the whole thing, it's a 16-game season, and we've seen what injuries do to a team. It's going to happen, and it's just my question is whether or not, like, kind of behind that, you kind of have the depth to sustain top-level play. Oregon has very good players all across the depth chart, but when you get into those very final stages, when you're playing in January, where the season's ultimately going to be graded, it's how do all those guys perform? So I know it's August, but coming into the year, it's just like there's so few questions with this Ducks team compared to past seasons when they've had this level of expectations coming into the year.
Tyson, coming at it from the, I guess, adjacent to that, outside of injury depth, what is the thing that would hold Oregon back this year? When you look at everything by position group, I look at it and I see, okay, your weakness is probably at the linebacker core, but outside of that, every position group looks stacked. So if you're looking at this team right now and you're looking at the schedule and you kind of, and it's insane to say this, but you remove injury from this, what is the thing that could hold them back?
Yeah, you brought up those linebackers, especially kind of up the middle. That's the one position where between that and the offensive line, those are the two positions where they'll be fine as long as fill in the blank. You need to see some guys kind of prove themselves, take steps forward, move from he's been playing really well in practice to all of a sudden, hey, you're playing against Ohio State and Columbus. Like that's a big difference. So I think linebacker is a potential question there. Offensive line's fascinating to me because they are replacing like three guys from it, but also just walking around the Hatfield-Dowling complex and seeing some of those freshmen that they brought in. Those are some of the biggest bodies that I've ever seen at Oregon. So I'm not ready to say that that's going to be an issue quite yet till we actually get to see the guys. But that's where they had some attrition. But those are probably the two position groups. And then just kind of like looking at kind of the season as a whole, like Oregon has a relatively easy schedule for the first 2 months, but then you look at that November where it's Ohio State, it's Michigan, you have Washington, like that's a bear of a way to close the season, especially as you're revving up for the playoffs too. So it's just, you have a couple position groups and then you just have, can this team peak at the right time as it's facing its hardest games at the end of the year?
Tyson Alger, the I-5 corridor, Lookout Eugene Springfield joining us. I want to get into the new coordinators. Now, I'm trying to tell myself not to be too worried about it? Because in Lanning, I kind of trust when it comes to coordinators, as you've seen. I mean, I can name at least 3 that have D1 jobs right now and were highly touted and were very successful at Oregon and should be successful post. So I don't want to necessarily critique Dan for not going outside of the program because I trust his thoughts. But as someone who follows the team, and for those listeners out there that are fans of the team, is there any kind of like rope in terms of when a concern could be created by new coordinators?
Oh, man. I mean, ultimately, if like the Ducks get through like their first 4 games of the season and Dante has 2 touchdowns against like 8 interceptions, like I think people might be sounding the alarms there. I just don't know if that's going to happen. Yeah, I think that would be a problem. It's an area that Dan has left himself open to criticism if it doesn't go right? Because I mean, like the Ducks are with this hiring cycle, they coming off of the seasons that they've had under him, like they had a national profile. They could have gone out and probably brought in candidates that were far larger than the 2 guys that they promoted in-house. I think a big part of this was the fact that they knew they were going to have to replace both at the same time, and having continuity, especially with the roster coming back. I mean, Chris Hampton and Drew Maringer were both so intertwined in the offensive and defensive game plans the last couple of years. That's something that Lanning does on purpose, so that when you do lose somebody, it's not like you've lost all the institutional knowledge with that person. So these are guys that the players are very familiar with, they're comfortable with. I'm pretty sure if Dante Moore really didn't like Drew, and that was like a contingency of him coming back or not, like I think they might have looked elsewhere. But obviously it's somebody that your star quarterback's comfortable with. So I'm not so worried about that with like this year's roster. I'll be interested to see what it kind of looks like maybe next year or the year after, or where you kind of have less proven players that are maybe less familiar with direct relationships with these guys. But for right now, I don't see the red flags right now, but also it's going to be a really easy thing to, if they're 3 losses into the season, to go back and be like, you guys maybe should have looked outside.
Tyson, we talked about this in I think in some shape, matter, or form here. The expectations are on this team. Expectations mean that there's an expected outcome. What is the baseline level of an acceptable outcome for the Ducks team this year?
They need to beat a really good team, like not a Texas Tech, but like they have to beat like an Ohio State or an Indiana or one of those kind of giants in the playoffs. I'm not saying they have to win a national championship this year. I do think that that's, close to the expectation. That's probably the expectation that a lot of people do have. I mean, the money that's been put into this thing, the time that's been put into this thing, Phil Knight's getting older. They do need to win one at some point to, I don't think they need to do it to like prove that all this investment was worth it. But at the end of the day, you have a goal, and Oregon wants to show that like their way is the best. But seasons are, I just find it hard to say that it's championship or bust. But I do think that they need to make the playoffs. I think they do need to make it further than they did last year. And ultimately, they can't face plant again. They've had 2 years in a row where you've gotten all this hype and expectation and praise, and then on the biggest stage, you've face planted. I think it's crazy to say the expectations are to either win a national championship or not face plant at the end, but maybe somewhere in the middle of those two.
I want to ask about Dante Moore. Dante comes back for another season. Was most likely going to be the number 2 overall pick. I know there was some chatter that he could have gone number 1. That's neither here nor there. He returns. Something I wrestle with Dante, because I am a big Dante fan. I believe he's got all the skills, size, strength. What is the next step for him? Is it just efficiency? Is it just consistency? What are you looking for from Dante to take that extra step to not just win a Heisman or be number 1, but to be the quarterback of a national championship team?
Yeah, I think it's consistency and efficiency. I mean, this guy doesn't need to work on any throwing techniques. I mean, he makes throws that I haven't seen many quarterbacks do before, but it's it's the every play, making sure that he's just in it consistently. I mean, one of the things he's talked about is last year and the years before, there was either plays, series, or games where he made things out to be bigger than they were, or he let things kind of, he let maybe bad plays compound on themselves. And I think this year is just about kind of like going out there and asserting that, like, hey, I'm the best player on this field. Like, I'm the one who dictates the tempo. I'm the one who's going to like dictate this game and go out there and play like one of the best players in the country. It was interesting last year because Dante was very, very good, but we've also been really spoiled in that we've seen, Marcus Mariota in his prime, Bo Nix and Dylan Gabriel, like guys who were all Heisman finalists and in contention for that. And Dante's numbers weren't that far off of those guys, but it just kind of felt like that maybe his thumb on the game wasn't quite at the same level. And so I think with him this year, it's just about kind of like owning that game and being out there and just kind of letting it kind of revolve around him. And, more technical things too, like getting a little bit better with his reads and not locking onto a guy too early. But I think the kid's really talented, and I know he had a really busy off season. It seems like you open up Instagram and he's in a different country or a different stadium or on a concert stage somewhere else, but he really does care about this. And I'm really excited to see what he does this year.
We'll get you out of here on this, buddy. You do Timber stuff on the side. Your thoughts on Kevin Kelsey to the Rangers yesterday for $13 million?
Yeah, I was a little upset that the Corridor did a nice profile on Kelsey about a month ago, and I thought maybe I'd get part of that $13 million. I was just
at least you're not currently working on it, and then he gets sold, and you have to scrap it.
Oh, I've had those before, boys. And those are when I call up my dad and say, "Hey, I should have listened to you. I should have gone into something else." But It's tough in that the Timbers over the last month have played themselves back into quote-unquote contention. They're ninth in the West, and they've had some good games, and Kevin Kelsey's been a big, exciting part of that. But I think realistically, you look at the season, and it's probably a pipe dream that the Timbers are going to contend at the end of it. And so with the schedule change coming up in the next year and the new coach, and I think you got about 3 transfer windows coming up, if you can take a $6 million guy who's probably going to leave you soon anyways and flip him into a $13 million guy, I think that's pretty good business.
It's Tyson Alger, the I-5 corridor. Look out, Eugene, Springfield. Go check out his work. You can find him on Twitter at Tyson Alger. Have a great afternoon, amigo, and maybe I'll see you at the park on Saturday.
I'll see you there, buddy.
Okay. Adios, amigo. That's Tyson Alger, one of our good buddies, previewing the Oregon Ducks. We'll take a quick break, and we'll kind of react to some things that he's got to say. I think the Dante Moore aspect is maybe we're not giving it as much credit as we should. Maybe that is where all the pressure lies. We'll go more Oregon Duck coverage right here, 105.1 The Fan.
The new
Thanks to Tyson Alger for joining us. He's one of our good buddies on this station. Not just this show, but everybody here loves Tyson. So thanks for jumping on, amigo.
Say that bump back music, though. That sounds like Sunday night for me.
Yeah, right? What's up, baby? Chris Fetters will join us at the top of the 11 o'clock hour.
Higgy with
Yeah, no kidding. Jeez. Chris Fetters will join us at the top of the next hour. We'll discuss some UW football as we wander around the Pacific Northwest, looking at college football teams. Just some light reactions from that. I think Dante more specifically in this conversation, and maybe this is a big reason why Dante came back. We talked about this a little bit in the preview in the sense of there's so much different pressure everywhere that it's kind of spread out. I feel like for most people, like let's take Texas, for example, okay? What are the two biggest talking points at Texas? Steve Sarkisian, Arch Manning. That's it.
Well,
no, I mean, there's other little stuff.
Wide receiver.
Sure, but when you look at it, it's like
Yeah.
we're not talking the D-line. We're not talking corners. We're not talking wide receivers, although the wide receiver room is going to be nice in Texas. It's more just Sark this, Sark that, Sark this, Sark that.
Well, and also
Arch this, Arch that, Arch this,
missing
Arch
your
that.
starting defensive tackle now for Ohio State, which
Yeah, so, but when you get
But yes, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, but when you get to Oregon, there's defensive starters returning, coordinator questions. Can Dan Lanning win a big game? That it kind of lets Dante live a little under the radar and just be an efficient quarterback. I know what you're going to say, and go ahead and say it. But now whether he does it or not is its own thing.
Dante's a really good college quarterback, but I also wonder if he has fully shaken the UCLA bugaboo of just if everybody around him wasn't so good, would he be what he could be? Do you understand? Like, I know that sounds backhanded, and it is. But it's not the letter on the helmet, because I thought that about him when he was at the other school that I don't like even more. I'm not a Dante guy, in the sense of like projecting him to the NFL. He's a very, 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 very good college quarterback. Very good. You could say, honestly, you said the same thing about Mendoza last year. I was like, I think Mendoza's going to be good, but like, is he that guy? And then he wins a Heisman. Like, he was phenomenal. But at every single venture, what did Mendoza do?
He won. Played well.
Do we remember him running into the end zone? Barreling into the national championship.
Really, there's only really one flaw that I see from Fernando Mendoza all year long, and that's the pick six against Oregon and Eugene, but they won that game. And that was the closest that game kind of had been all day.
Yes.
That was the only opportunity Oregon really had to turn that around.
And against Ohio State, that absolutely disgusting Big Ten championship game.
Well, that was gross.
But what did Mendoza do when it mattered?
Went out there and took care of the ball and led his team.
And that's what, more than anything else, I know what Dante can do. The arm talent, the process, all those things. When it matters the most. That's what we're talking about with the Ducks. It's not, can you go beat Oklahoma State? Can you go beat Michigan? It's not that. It's not. And the fact that Tyson, who's an Oregon guy, like, he flat out said exactly what we said before we had him come on. It's not going to the playoffs and winning a game. It's beating a team that matters. That's the bar. Like, you have to do that. And what do they have? What has to happen for Oregon to do that? If you're going to beat an Ohio State in a playoff, if you're going to beat a Texas in a playoff, if you're going to beat a Notre Dame in a playoff, what do you have to do? You have to figure it out. And who's that going to come down to?
It's going to come down to Dante. That's a great point. Like, you're right. Dante makes the throws. He's athletic. He's elusive. He's a smart guy. Can he put the team on his back? Because I don't know if we've seen him put the team on his back. It's one thing I always gave Mariota a lot of credit for. I remember Oregon was up in Pullman playing Wazoo, which was never a fun place to play on a Saturday night Pac-12 after dark, and we were kind of smoking them, kind of whooping them around, and we kind of had their number of late at the time. Second half happened, and Mariota said, okay, everyone, get on my back. I'm going to go win a Heisman. Can Dante do that? That's the big question for him. Can he do that?
These are the questions you have when you want to win a national title. Flat out.
Again, the three games that I would say that Dante Moore outright won last year were Rutgers, where he threw for
video game numbers.
294 touchdowns and 1 interception.
And that interception was late.
Minnesota, where he was 27 of 30, 306 and 2 touchdowns. And then
Friday night game that didn't matter.
And then James Madison, 19 of 27, 313 and 4 touchdowns.
That game was over in the third quarter. That's the question.
But those are the matchups.
But this thing is, remember, Bartu was on when you were out, and we brought him back in. But like one of the things that they talk, Oregon and Dan Lanning, that this era, they are so freaking good when they're on their front foot. When they are on their back foot, they have not been able to counterpunch.
And Penn State, I'd say he won that game with that final drive.
Oh, that throw is
248, 3 touchdowns.
That throw in the fourth quarter was unbelievable.
Dart.
Unbelievable.
Absolute dart.
One of the best throws I've seen in the last few years.
Absolute dart.
Well, let's bring Chris Fetters in. Let's switch this over to the rival of the Ducks. My big rival, too. Look at the Huskies. Year 3 of Jed Fish, Damon Williams, the noise out that, losing a lot of offensive weapons, but this defense might be tricky. We'll go there next. Hour number deuce, 105.1 The Fan.
If you're considering...
From the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on The Fan, some NFL news for you as your Seattle Seahawks have reached an agreement on a 3-year, $90 million extension with All-Pro defensive tackle Leonard Williams. The extension will make Williams one of the NFL's top 5 highest paid defensive tackles by annual salary and will also include $56 million guaranteed for the guy who is ranked the top player by NFL scouts, executives, and coaches at the defensive tackle position. Some more NFL news for you as the Pittsburgh Steelers have restructured the contract of wide receiver DK Metcalf, converting his base salary into signing bonus to create $18 million in added cap flexibility. This comes about as reports suggested the Steelers and cornerback Joey Porter had reached an impasse on extension discussions. And according to Adam Schefter, the Green Bay Packers are signing tight end Jonnu Smith to a 1-year deal. Finally, some NBA news for you as free agent forward Jonathan Kuminga has reached a 2-year, $12.4 million deal with the Minnesota Timberwolves. The deal will include a player option in the second season as Kuminga rejoins a Western Conference contender. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Casey Smith from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Sports Saturday with
Download that in the Fan Podcast, 1051thefan.com, the Odyssey app, wherever you get your podcasts. If you missed the first hour, Casey will have that up for you in about 20 minutes or so. If you can't wait that long, well, then just jump on the Odyssey app or over on the YouTubes. 1051 The Fan is the channel. If you missed Dirt and Sprague this morning, I believe the Dirty Poll had Miami on the docket today. A little low for my liking. I kind of interested in Miami. If you missed that, go back and check that out. But as we continue to march on through the Pacific Northwest, we'll bring in our buddy Chris Fetters, Dogman247, to talk some Huskies football. I know you're in enemy territory, Chris, so thanks for always joining us. But neither of us are Oregon alumni, so we'll let you go riff on Oregon if you like. How are you, amigo?
I'm doing great, guys, and I'm not in the mood right now to riff on Oregon. Let's talk some dogs.
Let's do it, amigo. Let's get right at it, man. Year number 3 of Jedd Fisch, the kind of circus around Damon Williams in the offseason. What is the focal point of this Husky team right now? Is it can Jedd Fisch take that step this year, or are we still a build in progress?
No, it's absolutely all about Damon Williams at this point because it's not just his offense, guys, now. It's his team. And yes, the 48 hours in January where LSU was flirting with him and he was in the portal and then he was out of the portal and all that stuff, that's water way under the bridge at this point. As far as the team's concerned, they got over that really, really quickly. I think that's just something that's an easy media narrative for us to talk about, and it's interesting. And obviously, until we see Damon Williams actually perform on the field and play in the Apple Cup on September 6th against Washington State, we'll never really truly know how well he's bounced back. But in terms of seeing him, not just this spring, but also in fall training camp, everything just points to him being a different guy from last year. So really the key narrative at this point is it's not so much whether Jedd Fisch can take that next step forward, it's whether Damon Williams can take that next step forward, because he needs to get over the hump and beat the Ohio States, the Oregons, the Michigans, the USCs, the teams that Washington has not been able to beat the last couple of years that they did under Kalen DeBoer when they went to the national championship game. So they need to kind of start back again, and last year was a great baseline, but now they need to really build off of that, and it all starts with Damon. He's the center of everything.
Chris, when you look at this Huskies team, obviously Damon is going and Jedd Fisch on the offensive side are going to get a lot of the billing, but a lot of what Washington, it looks like they're building off of is the structure and the depth on the defensive side of the ball, especially in the linebacker and the defensive back core. Like when you look at this team, is that when you're projecting this team going out, is that where they're going to try to establish the identity of this team going into the season?
Yeah, I feel like it's the same thing when people talk about when they come up to the Northwest for the first time in the summers and say everybody, oh, this is amazing. I thought it rained all the time. We're like, shh, quiet. We don't want to talk about that stuff right now. Really, I think Washington's defense is lurking in the shadows. They're in the weeds right now. They're getting their stuff done all alone up here in Seattle in the hinterland in the upper left. And just, I don't think anyone's really paying attention to what Ryan Walters is building up here. But if you look at history, the people that really follow college football, they'll notice that when Ryan Walters was the defensive coordinator at Illinois, he took a top 30 defense and he turned it into a top 5 defense his second year. Mm-hmm. Okay, Washington was already a top 30 defense last year after building off what Steve Belichick had done. And now Ryan Walters, I think, spies an opportunity to build another top 5 defense nationally. You talk about the linebackers, bringing back Budal Alukta after the ACL that he suffered in last year's Apple Cup. He's full go. Jacob Manu is full go after kind of dealing with his knee stuff last year. Then you bring in Zadris Rainey-Soleil is back. You bring in Exree Alexander. He's back and looking fantastic. You bring in Donovan Robinson. He's looking great. So you're really starting to build depth in the middle of that spine of that defense. And then you talked about the secondary as well. Dylan Robinson's just an uncommon athlete at 6'3", 200, 205, playing corner. They brought in Emmanuel Carnley, who's kind of the last of the Mohicans as far as that's what John Richardson called him, the defensive backs coach. Because they had Ephesians Prysock, they had Takario Davis, and now Emmanuel Carnley's kind of that last holdover from the original Arizona team that's now up at Montlake. So they really have done a fantastic job really building this thing up. And I do feel like this defense right now is just kind of lurking there. They're just kind of waiting to be unleashed, to be taken off the leash. And we'll see what happens come September 6th.
It's Chris Fetters, Dogman 24/7 Sports. I want to kind of get back into the DeMond discussion, but a little more about the offense. You lose Denzel Boston, you lose Jonah Coleman. Those guys are gone. How is Jed Fish going to replenish this offense, or how has he replenished this offense if it's going to be DeMond's team and it's going to rely on him? He's losing two giant weapons.
No question about it. No question about it. And the people that are following the NFL right now, they're seeing how Denzel Boston's doing right now. He's fantastic. They're seeing Jonah Coleman doing right now, what he's doing in Denver. Sean Payton thinks he's unbelievable. So, yes, you lose huge parts of that. And I would say after kind of the DeMond Williams question, like how has he responded? How has he elevated his game to take not just his game, but this team to the next level? I think those are the next questions. Who are going to be the guys that he can distribute the ball to? Who are going to be the next Denzel Bostons and the next Jonah Colemans? And right now, they've got some names out there, but they're guys that have either come via the portal and haven't really been proven at the level Washington's at, or they're younger guys that are coming through that are now being given their opportunity to rise and shine. So at running back, for instance, your number one guy here is going to be Quade Carr. He's a second-year guy. He played a little bit last year behind Coleman, but he was also behind Adam Muhammad. Adam Muhammad's now at Cal. So Adam Muhammad was supposed to be that guy that was supposed to be the next in line. Well, when he left, that really kind of reset the board. So they went in the portal. They got Jaden Lamar from Oregon. I'm sure you guys are very aware of Jaden. They also got a guy named Trey Cooley who played at Louisville and Georgia Tech and Troy before coming to Washington, but he hasn't really played in almost a couple of years because of various injuries. So he's a real unknown factor at this point. But right now, when I look at the three deeps at running back, I'm looking at Quade Carr, and then I'm looking at Jaden Lamar, who, right now he's been a little hit and miss because he's been dinged up during fall camp, but I expect him to be full go for the Apple Cup. And then right behind him is true freshman Brian Bonner, who comes in with a lot of pedigree, legitimate 10-4, 10-5, 100 guy. And he has a chance to be a special player in the mold of what they've done with running backs at Washington. And at receiver, it kind of starts and ends with Desmond Roebuck. Desmond Roebuck was an All-American last year, freshman All-American. He's coming back for his second season. He's kind of already running the show as a second-year guy, which is amazing. And then there was a player, Christian Moss, 6'3", 205, 210, from Kennesaw, Georgia. He played at Kennesaw State last year, but he originally signed with Virginia Tech. He was a guy that was supposed to come in and make an immediate impact in spring and fall, but he's been a little dinged up. But I would say the last 2-3 weeks, guys, he's really stepped up and kind of shown to be the player that I think the coaches wanted him to be when they first signed him. And then the third guy is going to be Rashid Williams, who Rashid got hurt like in the second game of last year and basically lost the entire year. He was going to have a breakout year in 2025. That was going to be his kind of coming out party and showing everyone what he was capable of doing. He's been chomping at the bit. He's ready to go as well. And then you've got Chris Lawson, the second-year guy. He's probably legitimately the number 4 guy in terms of the receivers. After that, it could be a real crapshoot because you've got some true freshmen in Jordan Clay, Mason James, Trez Davis. All those guys can potentially do some things. You've got Justice Williams, who's coming back as a third-year guy. He's more of he's 6'3", 6'4". He's kind of a guy that can offer you some things, but he's really splashed intermittently. He hasn't been that consistent presence. So you've got a ton of bodies at this receiver position, guys. It's just a matter of can Kevin Cummings, the receivers coach, find the consistent contributors behind a guy like Roebuck, because Roebuck showed himself last year to be absolutely the number 2 guy behind Denzel Boston.
Chris, when you look at this Washington team, you just kind of went through all of the potential that's there, but it seems like there's been a mixed reception as far as like what expectations are for the season. Anywhere from 7.5 to 8.5 wins, depending on which books you're looking at and when you're looking at them. But when you take a look at it, the first 4 weeks of the season, it's, you get the Apple Cup game, but it's Utah State, Eastern Washington, Minnesota. So they get to get their feet underneath them before they host USC. They go to USC and then they host Iowa. But then they finish with Penn State, Michigan State, Indiana, Oregon. That those last 4, Michigan State got tossed in there, but you got 4 top 20 teams as of right now. Like, what is the expectation? What's the bar that the Huskies are trying to clear? Because it feels like when I went through and go, that's a win, that's a loss, I got to 8 wins. But is that going to be enough for them, or does this need to be a 9-win team? Does this need to be a team that is flirting with the idea of a playoff berth? Like when you're looking at them as if things broke right, like what is the expectation for them?
Well, I think you've talked to guys on the team. They absolutely believe this is a borderline playoff team. They had 9 wins last year, so they know they can get there. And you're right. I mean, once Big Ten play starts, it gets pretty daunting pretty quick because Minnesota is going to be no pushover. Their quarterback is a proven guy, and PJ Fleck, he's as consistent a guy as it's been out there, other than maybe a Ferenc or whoever you want to say in the Big Ten. But they've been very consistent. And then that SC game down in LA on October 3rd, that's going to be a bellwether game for this team. I think they expect themselves to beat Washington State, to beat Utah State, to beat Eastern, and then to beat Minnesota going into that USC game unbeaten. And then obviously coming back to Iowa, massive test for them because Iowa really took them to the woodshed when they played back in Iowa City a couple years ago. It wasn't really a competitive game. And then Purdue, I mean, we'll see what happens with that second season for them. But again, another bellwether game, that Halloween game against Nebraska and Lincoln. I think that's going to be one that really tells the tale. I think by the time Penn State comes to Seattle, we'll really have a good idea of what kind of version of Penn State this is going to be. Because I really don't know right now. I mean, I have a ton of respect for Matt Campbell, but I don't really know if he's going to bounce back and immediately just pick up and turn Penn State into another top 5 team or not. They could be struggling. They could be middle of the road by the time they come to Seattle. You just don't know at this point. And then, like you said, there's Michigan State, but those last 2 games, wow. I mean, it doesn't get more important than that. So if they can string together a situation where they're at 8 or 9 wins, maybe going into those last 2 games, it doesn't get any better than that. I mean, that's exactly where I think you want to be if you're Jed Fish, and because at that point, you don't need any motivation. Everything is literally right in front of you. You know exactly what you have to do in order to get to your basically get to your goals.
Chris, I want to get you out on this one. That team down the road, the Seattle Mariners, any chance that squad makes the playoffs?
Oh, I stopped paying attention a long time ago. I mean, I don't. I mean, I'm not going to. I don't really need to air my personal issues with John Stanton, but let's just say it's kept me away from T-Mobile Park for the last year and a half now, and I live literally a 10 to 15 minute drive from the ballpark. So I watch them. I'll pay attention, but I'm certainly not losing sleep over them like I did last year. Last year was just absolute. I mean, I don't have much hair left anymore anyways, but that was the last year was rough.
He's Chris Fetters over at Dogman 24/7, covers the Huskies, does a great job, a friend of ours. Hey, I don't know if you remember, I'm a Wazoo alum, so if you guys could just take that game off in the Apple Cup, that'd be nice. We'd appreciate it.
Well, it's going to be really interesting because Caden Pinnick is the starting quarterback now, and Washington played UC Davis when Caden Pinnick played for them last year. Mm-hmm. So they've already kind of seen Caden Pinnick, kind of know what he's about, but clearly a different team, different idea of what's going on. And obviously I'm going to be cliche here, guys. Throw the record books out. When you got the rivalry, you throw the record books out. So anything's possible. Hey, Jed Fish said it. He said it the other day. They're 1-1 in the Apple Cup. Mm-hmm. So they still have something to play for.
Thank you, Chris. We appreciate it. We'll catch up down the line. Good luck at practice today.
Okay, appreciate it, guys.
Thanks.
That is Chris Fetters of Dogman 24/7, our Husky go-to guy. Let's take a quick break. Let's react to this. I think this team is absolutely fascinating, Danny. You asked the question. They're building, but like record-wise, when you go through win-loss, it doesn't look like a great season. Let's take a quick break and come back. We'll chat a little more Huskies here on 105.1 The Fan.
The home of the
Heard from Chris Fetters, 24/7 Dog Man Sports. Go check out his stuff. He's a great writer. Been doing a long time for the Huskies, and we're thankful to have him on. As we dance around the Pacific Northwest, we'll get to Oregon State tomorrow. Angie Machado will join us, and then Alex Brink, our good buddy, my quarterback, will join us in the Big Nooner tomorrow to talk Wazoo. We'll finish up the 4 throughout the next 2 days as we're at week 0. Danny, coming out of that, I find it fascinating. The kind of almost like the opposite of what's going on at Oregon in the sense of where expectations are. I think had that 48 hours of Damon Williams to maybe LSU not gone down, I think there'd be a lot more noise around Jedd Fisch than there actually is.
Noise in the sense of like negative?
Noise in the sense of, hey, bud, you better figure this out. It's year 3.
I mean, they did win 9 games.
Understood, but looked bad against any good team they played. That Ohio State game was brutal.
Yeah, it was.
Oregon was not pretty in the end.
There's just levels to it, right? There's just, and I think you have to clear a certain bar to get to that level. Like right now, they're not Iowa, but they're like Iowa-esque in that they're good. But are they going to win a conference title in the Big Ten? Not right now.
But are they enough to be a team that you look on the schedule and go, God damn it?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, does Minnesota look and go, or do they go, ooh, okay, I like that game. We can maybe steal that.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Like, I think if you're looking at the Big Ten, you're looking at Ohio State, Indiana, Oregon, USC.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And then I think Washington, Iowa are probably in that next group.
Maybe Illinois.
Yeah. Maybe. We'll see what happens at quarterback.
Sure.
But I think like those are probably the 6 teams that you're looking at in the conference, and you're going, those 4, and then, okay, where is that next group at? Because I'm leaving Penn State out because I'm with Chris. I just don't know.
Yeah, they're fascinating, and their schedule is absolute buns, which is why their over-under is 9.5.
If you want to put Penn State in that group, cool.
Sure.
That's probably where I would put them. And I love Campbell as a coach, but I just don't know.
It's a very big unknown.
You know what I mean? Like they're the most unknown team in the conference.
It's not like Iowa State was a great team last year, and a bunch of those guys moved on to Penn State. So,
their schedule is very light, but and that's why I think if you're going to take it over, you might look at them. But when you look at Washington, they do have an easier opening stretch, and their 3 of their final 4 against top 20 teams. Like finishing with Indiana, Oregon is brutal. If through some sheer measure of just insanity, they do win 9 or 10 games, they will have earned it.
Without
they will have earned it. Like their schedule is not easy.
If they win 9 or 10 games, it's because they have beat USC, Iowa, Indiana, or Oregon, 2 of those teams. Because right now,
and Penn State.
Right now, if you just look at stuff, in theory, they would lose to Oregon, Indiana, Penn State, USC, Iowa's the top up. The toss.
I think Penn State and Iowa are both your toss-up games.
Either way, you're a 4.5 over-under of losses. And that makes it tough, and that's why I find the expectations up there damn near more fascinating than the ones for the Oregon Ducks, because their win-loss record may not represent the leap they could take this year. And to Chris's point that he was talking about, dude, this whole thing lands on Damon Williams. I am not a Damon Williams guy. I never have been. It's not even that he's too short. It's that I don't know if he has the arm talent, just me personally.
Sure, that's fine.
And I know I sound biased because I went to Washington State, but that's why I feel like this team is gettable, especially without Denzel Boston, especially without Coleman. Not having a running back that's bigger than him or a wide receiver that's bigger than him is going to be a tough thing for him.
I mean, again, just going through their schedule. Washington State's a win. Utah State's a win. Eastern Washington's a win. Minnesota's a win. So your first 4 games, you should be 4-0 going into LA at USC. Now, I think USC is going to win that game, but let's see what happens. After that, you've got Iowa at home. Iowa's a nightmare. At least you get them at home.
6 o'clock kick, too. That's a night game. That's Pac-12 after dark stuff.
In Seattle.
That'll
be fun.
Yeah, if you're a Husky fan, I would dedefinitely circle that game to go to.
But Purdue,
be a disgusting game to watch, but you might have fun.
But Purdue and Nebraska, like these, you're marking these down as wins. The first 4 you're marking down as wins. USC, Iowa, we'll put over on the other side. Purdue, Nebraska, those should be wins. That's 6 wins right there. Then you have Penn State, Michigan State, Indiana, Oregon. Michigan State, it's a win. So you've got 7 wins that you should have on the board. And your games where your measuring stick games are USC, Iowa, Penn State before you finish the season with Indiana, Oregon. If you are going to win 9 games, that means you have to win 2 of USC, Iowa, Penn State, Indiana, Oregon.
2 of those.
2 of those games.
It's a lot to ask. I don't think now if you beat the lower tier teams and you lose to Indiana and Oregon, you're not making the playoff.
If they go 10, what is it, 10-2?
And your 2 losses are Indiana, Oregon. You think that gets in with a win over USC, win over Penn State on the road, and Iowa at home?
If you have 3 top 20 wins, and again, you can't lose by 30 plus to Indiana and Oregon.
No.
But if you win 10 games in that schedule in the Big Ten, you're making the playoff.
Yeah, I think if you're a Husky fan out there listening, I think the first 4 games are really the litmus test. Yeah. Chris kind of said, he was like, watch out for PJ Fleck in Minnesota. And I know we were laughing and joking about throwing the record books out at for the Apple Cup. They are 1-1 under Jed Fish. Now, I don't know if this Wazoo team is going to be that great, but if they struggle a little bit against Wazoo, if they struggle a little bit against Minnesota, that USC team takes them into L.A. just chomping at the bit.
They're going to drop 45 on them.
Yeah, and things will go sideways real quick. I think that's what scares me. And again, in comparison to the Oregon Ducks, DeMond is so important for how they play this year, and that would terrify me if I'm a Husky fan. Like, as a Coug fan, I'm like, go after DeMond. Go get him. If you can get him, we can win that game. To where a lot of those other squads in the Big Ten, there's depths, there's layers. Julian Sand wants to play check down all day, that's fine. It takes Jeremiah Smith one time to break it open. And I don't know if UW has that.
But again, something that Bartu was leaning on and Fetters brought up, like that defense and on the defensive coordinator side of things, like they're solid. They're solid. And like they're not even solid, they're really good.
And if you look at SP Plus for UW, their offense and defense are very parallel ranking. It's not like one is demonstratively better than the other.
It's not like the offense is lagging way behind.
Right, and the defense is carrying them. They're basically right there even. I believe it's 22nd in offense and 19 in defense. That's nice.
If you're top 20 in both, guess what? You're going to end up being a top 20 team.
You're going to be a really good team.
Here's the thing I look at this, and this is holistically for the Big Ten. Even with of the teams that are expected to be competitive in the Big Ten. So it's that group of 7 teams, right? Penn State, Washington, Iowa, USC, Oregon, Indiana, Ohio State, right? Like that, Indiana and Ohio State. That group of teams, right? If you're one of those teams and you go 10-2, you're going to the playoff.
Most likely.
You're not. If you go 10-2 in this conference and you're one of those teams, did
Alabama lose 3 games last year and go to the playoff? Yeah, good point.
The exception here of perhaps Penn State, but because of the brand, I think they might, because their schedule is the lightest of all of them. If you go 10-2 in this conference, you're gonna make the playoff. Like, so if Washington has a magical year and somehow goes 10-2, even if they get housed in 2 games, just by virtue of who you have to beat, you will go to the playoffs. So, like, if you're looking for, like, and I think he's right, the best possible outcome for UW is a fringe playoff team.
Oh, they'd feel so good about that. Plus, you might not have to deal with Jed Fish rumors in the offseason.
I mean, you will.
Yeah, you will.
That's just Fish.
Is Arizona calling again?
Florida.
Florida. College football in the Pacific Northwest coverage on The Fan is presented by Xfinity. Score the most reliable Wi-Fi. One price, 5 years, guaranteed. Xfinity, imagine that. Let's take a little palate cleanser here. Deaths in threes. We talked about that in celebrities. Is there deaths in threes in sports? We'll go there next. There's Casey with sports.
Now, from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on The Fan, some NFL news for you as your Seattle Seahawks have reached an agreement on a 3-year, $90 million extension with All-Pro defensive tackle Leonard Williams. The extension will make Williams one of the NFL's top 5 highest-paid defensive tackles by annual salary and will also include $56 million in guarantees for the guy who is ranked the top player by NFL executives, coaches, and scouts at the defensive tackle position. Some more NFL news for you as the Pittsburgh Steelers have restructured the contract of wide receiver DK Metcalf, converting his base salary into a signing bonus to create $18 million in added cap flexibility. This comes about as reports suggest the Steelers and cornerback Joey Porter had reached an impasse on extension discussions. And according to Adam Schefter, the Green Bay Packers are signing tight end Jonnu Smith to a 1-year deal. Finally, some NBA news for you as free agent forward Jonathan Kuminga has reached a 2-year, $12.4 million deal with the Minnesota Timberwolves. The deal will include a player option in the second season as he rejoins a Western Conference contender. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Lowercase from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of the firm of Harris.
It's a 10 Toes Down kind of Thursday here, as it always is. Probably the last week we do 10 Toes Down at 12:15, so get those in, 503-864-6326, as it'll find its new home right here in our number deuce. The thought is to open up the Big Nooner for a little more sports action in your life. We'll get some thoughts on Danny's reactions to Shaden Sharp, Jonathan Kuminga, everything around the Blazers, as we've missed you on that. I've had to do the heavy lifting, and the amount of texts and comments on the YouTubes that I've heard of, hey, Patrick, I love you, dude, but can we get somebody that actually knows what they're talking about? Have been a little bit exhausting, and they're not wrong. I think that's what hurts the most. Is they're like, can we get somebody here that knows the Blazers? I'm like, I know, I'm trying. I'm trying my hardest. I got a bit. That's it. It's that work.
But also the day since bad news has been
two. Dude, we got pretty high, man. Yeah. We got like 22, 23, something like that. It was nice.
I told you,
Well, we couldn't make it to 30 days in the off season.
Yeah, I was listening when you guys were debating whether or not you could make it to 30, and I was like, I literally said in the car, ain't no bleeping way.
Well, it was the reason it felt so good was it was like, okay, everything's being quiet, nothing's happening. We're going to get to 30. We're going to get to 30. And as much as the news stunk and deserved to turn it to zero, nobody expected Shaden to go down with a meniscus tear.
But there's always something.
Yeah.
There's always something. And it's not just here. It's everywhere.
This team sucks.
Minnesota traded for LaMelo Ball, and now they signed Kuminga, and it's like, also, what the hell is going on with ownership? It's like there's always something.
Yeah, your sport sucks, dude. You should be like my sport that just hates itself.
There you go.
Why manufacture drama when we can just hate ourselves?
Yeah, just not have any drama because everything sucks.
We'll do Blazer conversation at the top of the Big Nooner. And Web Gems is next, but a little palate cleanser. Look, we talked with some celebrity deaths over the last few days. R.I.P. Dolly Parton, Tim Curry, and
Optimus Prime now.
Optimus Prime is gone.
Hayden
Panettiere. We were talking about deaths in 3. Well, I've got 2 deaths in sports. And we'll see if there's a third. We've got no more Pro Bowl. The NFL has decided to kibosh the Pro Bowl, which, thank God. Okay? You know what's going to get...
R.I.P. Sean Taylor.
You know what's going to get... I mean, truly R.I.P. Sean Taylor. You know what's going to get more buzz? Is literally Dan Orlovsky yelling about, are the Colts going to be a preseason favorite next year during Super Bowl week instead of me watching flag football? So, I don't have an issue with it, but R.I.P. to the Pro Bowl.
I mean... We saw this coming. It got so de-emphasized that it's just okay, whatever. I mean, you used to play, like I said, again, R.I.P. and R.I.P. to Sean Taylor. Sean Taylor killed a man during a Pro Bowl.
They really saw Shedeur play one time and said,
I'm good. We're not doing this ever again.
We're done.
And I do miss the NFL player in Hawaii situation. It just turned into a complete S show.
Well, I think they missed that too.
Yeah. And probably the NFL's like, yeah, we would probably stop paying for this too. Probably stop paying for this. Probably. I bet you that ain't cheap.
Yeah, and I think I give a lot of kudos to the NFL for kind of seeing the trend and seeing that nobody cares. It's funny that
Major League Baseball's over like, oh, we could never.
How dare you? Like the NFL is sport number 1, but dude, it might be the worst.
Yeah. Oh no, it's the worst game. It's worse than the NBA, and the NBA is bad.
The only thing that I have an issue with is honestly, and I get you probably have to do it because of contracts. I would phase it out. If we're not going to play the game, now the good news is Shedeur Sanders will never be a Pro Bowler again.
Thank you. Well,
so we don't have to deal with that.
He might be.
I mean, I guess if he plays his way into it, but
no,
he's not.
I mean, like you could still have
like Mac Jones was a Pro Bowler.
Injury replacement.
How?
I know.
Yeah, exactly. So what is the point of the Pro Bowl if we still have the All Pro? Because I care more about All Pro.
Well, yeah, I mean that's an actual thing.
I would say like, hey, there's a 5-year moratorium on this. Any active contracts, these are legit in your signing bonuses and roster bonuses and all that stuff. That if you do make the Pro Bowl, but once those are all gone, we don't do this anymore.
Yeah, you're not adding anything else.
Yeah,
anymore.
It's just All Pro.
Yeah.
Because what's the difference? Oh, your peers think you are cool, dude. I know one's peers and one's riders, but like I don't care either way.
It's like the NBA.
It's all bias anyway.
They had to make sure like the fan vote got tamped down. But like then you see the player votes, and I see who players vote for. I'm like, you jerk! Like don't.
How dare you?
Like, don't do that.
The other death in sports is the death of the ticker on ESPN for college football.
We just talked about this. Now we talked about this in the sense of Sports Center, but like I saw somebody was like, well, I mean, this is before pre-cell phone that it was there. If you want to check your scores, and I'm like, I like it there because when I could see it there, if there's a game that's not interesting, it changes, and I know it's now interesting. I'm old. I'm shaking my fist at the cloud. Don't mess with my ticker.
I don't know if you're old and shaking your fist at the cloud because while I agree that I can see the scores whenever I want, wherever I want, it's nice that when a quarterback is coming out of the huddle and they haven't quite lined up yet, and I look down and I see that Penn State's losing to Oregon by 4, you're like, oh, hey, maybe I will go turn that game.
And when it's week 16 of the NFL season, I love seeing that the Ravens lost as the Steelers took the victory. It's one of my favorite things.
Well, see, and that's the thing, is it's not going away for NFL.
Yeah, like why is it going
only
away?
For college football?
Why?
Because I bet you it's as stupid as they're afraid. You'll see the Big Nooner is Oregon at Ohio State,
and at
the same time it's Alabama versus
and you'll switch off.
versus Mississippi State. And why you're watching Alabama versus Mississippi State over Oregon and Ohio State, that I can't help
The
you
network
with.
providers are like, get this out of here.
Exactly. They're afraid that you will look over. Now, don't be shocked if the ticker goes away, but all of a sudden you see a banner on the side that tells you, these are the SEC games if you want to go check them out. This is on ABC. This is on ESPN2. This is on ESPN News. Why don't you go look at those? Meanwhile, everybody's like, I'm good, man. I'm actually going to watch Oregon, Ohio State on Fox. Like the idea that it's similar to the battle of conferences trying to always have the one-up on each other. The Big Ten and the SEC always, the power vacuum of them always struggling to see who's in charge more. Like ESPN, take a note out of the NFL, brother. Like we're going to watch the best games no matter what the channel is.
It's
to try to tell me that you are going to subconsciously get me to not watch the better game that's on Fox because you don't have the ticket, bro. Get out of here. You're stupid. Maybe I don't want to be on my phone. Did you ever think of that?
Look, being, I don't want to say phoneless, but I mean, I was phoneless for pretty much most of Sunday. But like just being out of it for basically a week was kind of nice.
Yeah.
And I'm getting more and more like with SportsCenter. We were talking about this. I don't remember if we were talking about it on air or
I
off
think we
air,
were talking about like the birth of the ticker.
But it's
and
like
how
the
important
sidebar
it was.
on SportsCenter was like you knew it was coming up next, and it's like that era of SportsCenter, not just the hosts with Kenny and Stu and Rich and Dan, like that whole group, but it was just there was something about that. It just felt right. Getting rid of the ticker in college football, like I might be a sicko and have a weird game on because it's really good, but also I want to keep like Oregon's playing. Insert, crap school here.
Purdue.
They're playing, Portland State. You're playing Portland State. And you're like, I don't care about that game. But you know what? I want to see, take the Oregon-Idaho game 2 years ago.
Clemson last year against Troy.
Like, whoa. What's happening here? Click.
That happened to me. I was in Seattle. I was judging at the Washington Beer Awards, and it was afterwards, and I went back to my Airbnb and I turned on the Oregon game. I think they were playing Northwestern, and it was not a very good game, but I was watching it for the show and for radio work. And I looked down at the bottom and I saw on the ticker that Clemson was losing to Troy, and I was like, yeah, Oregon, this game's gonna have to wait right now. But guess what? Both those games were on ESPN, I think. No, they weren't because Oregon's on the.
But it's
on
like
Fox.
it's again like it. We're overthinking the crowd here.
They are definitely overthinking the crowd. If you think
there's some network executive somewhere who's like, I don't want it there.
If you think that subconsciously we're going to stick with Florida at Auburn on ABC instead of going over to Fox to see Michigan, Oklahoma, you're out of your mind. You're out of your mind. You're out of your mind.
Yeah.
We're all. None of us are just like, you know what I do on Saturdays? I turn on ABC, and whatever ESPN gives me for college football is all I watch. No. Nobody does that unless you're 85 plus because you don't know where the remote is or you don't know how to work streaming. That's the only way that happens.
Just give me my freaking ticker, man.
Give me my ticker.
I want my ticker back.
Is there going to be a third death in sports coming up?
I mean,
do we count NFL players playing in college? It was such a dumb thing.
I mean, they didn't play in the NFL yet.
This. I'm very glad we're past that.
We're not past that.
You don't think so?
No.
Why? Because Lane's going to sue his own conference?
They're already pending lawsuits from
Dude, why?
It's on the basketball side, too.
Why doesn't Sankey just go, look, Lane, knock it off?
I mean,
grab him by the ear, drag him out of his office, and tell him to knock it off.
Look at Mulkey and look at Wade. Like, it's just absolute nightmare fuel.
God, that university, dude.
They don't care.
There is no university I despise more than LSU right now.
Even more than the Huskies?
Oh, no.
Okay.
That's different. They're both purple, though.
Yeah, it's that purple.
They're both purple.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of purple.
Kim Mulkey's out here trying to stop wars, man.
Yeah.
That is the dumbest story I've ever heard in my entire life.
I mean, hey, always be closing.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Russian player, Ukrainian player.
Will might
stopping
be
wars.
He might be the cleanest of the three of them.
No.
Or the more likable of the three of them.
No.
I know.
He just doesn't have a mic in front of him.
I know it's Lane.
Lane's the most
sad
likable.
thing that it's Lane.
By a lot.
What do we call it? The lion, the bitch, and the visor?
The wardrobe.
The wardrobe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I know. I kind of wanted to sneak the visor in there.
Well, it's easy to confuse Kim for all of them.
All of them, yeah. She's just all three. When we come back, Web Gems, everybody's favorite. I get he's the best player, but why? 105.1 The Fan.
The home of the
All right, it's everybody's favorite Web Gems. Do it every single day at 11:45. But coming up in the Big Nooner, it's a 10 toes down kind of Thursday, so get those in. Questions that you ask that Danny and I will answer unequivocally. No wishy-washy, no vacillating, 2 feet flat on the ground, all 10 toes buried in the sand. 503-864-6326. Plus, we'll go over to One Center Court and check in on the Blazers as Danny's been out for a little bit, and a decent little bit of news. You know, hey, we were in on another player, so we'll get to that in the Big Nooner. But Web Gems is brought to you by the country of Slovenia, as there have been videos being posted, Danny. I don't know if you saw any of these in your hiatus for the week, but the entire Lakers team was over in Slovenia visiting Luka Doncic's, first basketball court he ever played on, and his school that he went to, and his childhood home. And I don't know about you, but I found the whole thing very
performative.
But why? Can you imagine? Let's pretend Casey was you and Dusty's producer when I came in. Can you imagine that because now I'm here, that now I have to show you guys all my childhood things in Spokane, Washington? Like, we are now on a road trip that you are forced to go on. And I'm going to show you, this is my elementary school.
Well, this is why
this is the house I was born in.
Are you the reason that I get paid?
No, but still,
But I mean, that's
why.
That's the reality.
But I think it's kind of cringy. Like, they're professional athletes. Like, Austin Reeves is paid because he's good, and a little bit of the Lakers tax, but he also gets paid because he's good. Why the hell do I care where Luka Doncic played basketball when he's 5 years old?
But it's performative butt kissing. And I don't think Luka's out here demanding that.
Oh, I'm sure it's a Laker thing.
Yeah. But also, I think they're just trying to do some positive PR because it's a complete and utter S show.
However,
but also, it's like, are you trying to comfort Luka? Because, I know he signed a contract, but look, man, the NBA is it's trade central.
Well, and
he's the guy that got traded.
Yeah, and funny enough is as the backlash that came out of that, once KD is like, it's over, we're all available now, and everybody knows that and acknowledges it. Luka may have been the one that was probably hurt by it the most, in the sense that he seems a little more, I don't know, softer emotionally than say an Ant Edwards or a KD, old versus new. That he's the kind of guy. So yeah, maybe it is a little bit of Luka, do you know that we love you? I just find it cringy. Side note though, have you seen Luka Doncic? He looks fantastic.
Yeah, the give a damn factor is back.
He looks fantastic.
Yeah, it turns out going through divorce does things for your body.
Yeah, but also, I think
and child custody battle and
whether it was fair or not, I don't think it was fair to body shame him as much as the media did, the Colin Cowards of the world.
He was out of shape.
He was. Agreed.
Same with Jokic. He was out of shape.
But they were both still high-quality top 10 players in the league.
They're still top 50 players in the game.
However, he looks great.
Yeah.
Good on him. I wish I looked as good as
Look, I hate the Lakers with a fiery passion of 1,000 suns, but I will tune in and watch Luka Doncic play basketball at every single opportunity. He's one of my watching him play is one of my favorite things to do with the league. He's just that good.
It'll be interesting to see how, because we talked about what were we talking about, Casey, over the last week? We talked about Andrew McCutchen shaving his dreads. We talked about Erling Haaland cutting his hair.
Yeah.
And how it kind of messes with your equilibrium. I don't think it will, but I'm curious what kind of adjustment he'll have in the offseason with so much less weight on him, how that will affect his game. He'll be faster. Will he be stronger? But those are the things to see.
Nurk lost a bunch of weight, and it did not work for him.
No, it didn't.
It did not work for him.
No, he's lucky to be in the league, for my opinion.
Well,
his size, obviously, but
in Nurk's skill, but his part of his game was leaning on guys, and he used to. Nurk was 330 plus. Nurk was freaking huge, and he got down. I think he was 285, 290. As lean as he was, he couldn't lean on guys and wear them out as much. And not only that, it's we've talked about this in baseball, CeCe Sabathia, Roger Clemens, David Wells,
CeCe had to stay big.
It's not just because it's baseball. No, it does give you protection. It's offensive linemen. They do it. They gain the weight because it gives them protection. There's wear and tear your body can take. Dame went vegan for was it 2 months, 3 months? He could not keep weight on, and he's like, nope, can't do this. Simons tried to go the other way. He tried to get heavier. he
The
got
Ocho Cinco route of McDonald's twice a day.
Ant got up to, I think he told me he got up to like 205. And he kept getting hamstring injuries. He's like, I
too
can't.
much weight.
He's like, I can't do it. Like your body has a weight that you're supposed to carry. Like it just does. Like there's pictures of me from basic training. I'm 194 pounds.
I seen them.
Do I look like an emaciated kid?
No.
No, I mean like.
Well, in comparison to now,
Yeah, but
yeah.
Like people
You're half
like,
the size.
Dude, people look at me like, "What did you weigh there? Like $140?" I'm like, "No, dude, I'm just a shade under 200 pounds." Like, you look so skinny. I'm like, it's because my body's meant to carry between like 195 and 210. Like that's where I'm supposed to be. And it's just like, if your body is a certain way, it's like people, like I got on Donovan his freshman, his rookie year. He just wasn't in shape, and Donovan can still get in better shape, but like. Do I expect Donovan to like get like leaned out like Rudy Gobert and be like, people look at Rudy like, oh, he's skinny. Rudy's like 270 and there ain't an ounce of fat on the dude.
Well, it's hard to be 7 foot and skinny. I mean, you can, but it's still mass.
Kevin Durant's skinny.
Right.
Chet is skinny.
But Kevin Durant is still 210.
But I mean, he's
215.
He's still 7.
Exactly, because
like,
once
Have
you're
you guys seen that new video of KD absolutely cooking Chet?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I have not.
oh, KD is just, it's art.
those offseason
is
runs are
art what that man does.
But it's like, do you get like Luka was too big, Jokic was too big, Zion, despite being the freak, was too big. Like I know Zion was over 335 pounds and he's 6'5". Like he was fat. Full stop. Like,
Even at 18 at Duke, he was thick.
yeah, I mean, I saw him at 16 years old. He was 245 pounds, and I was like, 6'6". Bro, what are you? Like, why do you have this much muscle mass? People talk about LaMarcus being skinny. LaMarcus was a shade under 300 pounds.
Oh, LaMarcus was
LaMarcus
fit.
was a truck in his prime.
But he was toned. You could see that he was muscular.
He was skinny when he got here.
I've never seen a muscle on Kevin Durant's body in my life.
But like, when you look at Luka will figure it out. I have no doubt about that. And it wouldn't surprise me if he did put on a little bit of weight because I don't think people realize how strong Luka is and how physical he is. I've said this a bunch of times on the show. One of my favorite experiences is asking rookies after playing Luka Doncic because
You've never played anybody like it.
The reaction is always the same because he's just this corny looking white dude. And you're like, yeah, he's Slovenian and all those things. Every single one of them. A
lot stronger than I thought.
Bro, that guy is so strong. Like, he hits so hard. Him and Steven Adams, my two favorite guys to ask guys about. They're just like, you just see their eyes kind of glaze over and roll back and go, what am I supposed to do with that? And so Luka figuring that out, it's going to be really interesting.
Let's stick in some basketball. Let's get to the big nooner next. Some Blazer news over the last few days. Well, I'm a Blazer guy's back, so we'll ask Danny his thoughts on the Shaedon Sharpe situation, Jonathan Kuminga, and anything else on his mind, plus 10 toes down. Final hour next. 105.1 The Fan.
the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, some NFL news for you as your Seattle Seahawks have reached an agreement on a 3-year, $90 million extension with All-Pro defensive tackle Leonard Williams. The extension will make Williams one of the NFL's top 5 highest-paid defensive tackles by annual salary, and the deal will also include $56 million in guarantees for the guy who is ranked the top player by NFL executives, coaches, and scouts at the defensive tackle position. Some more NFL news for you as the Pittsburgh Steelers have restructured the contract of wide receiver DK Metcalf, converting his base salary into a signing bonus to create $18 million in added cap flexibility. This comes about as reports suggest the Steelers and cornerback Joey Porter had reached an impasse on potential contract discussions. And according to Adam Schefter, the Miami Dolphins are trading wide receiver Tutu Atwell back to the Los Angeles Rams. Dolphins will receive running back Jarquez Hunter as Atwell returns to the team that drafted him back in 2021. And finally, some NBA news for you as free agent forward Jonathan Kuminga has reached a 2-year, $12.4 million deal with the Minnesota Timberwolves. The deal will include a player option in the second season as Kuminga will rejoin a Western Conference contender. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Lowercase from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at WarrenAllen.com.
The Fan is live on YouTube.
I'm not going to say agree to disagree, but I really don't like you right now.
The Firm of Harris and Marang on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 and 1080. The Fan.
Final hour, it's the Big Nooner on the Firm of Harris and Marang. We do this show every single Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Thank you for being a part of our day. We are stoked to be a part of your day. You know the drill. After us, we'll turn it over to Duck Insider from 1 to 2 p.m., and then it's the Fan Happy Hour with Luke Anderson from 2 to 3 p.m., and then it's Prime Time from 3 to 7. A special Prime Time live from Circa in Las Vegas. Stephen Vaughn, Isaac Ropp. Nice little free ticket to paradise for those two. They're at Circa today.
It's a good way to go.
And tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I'll bet you Ropp is back on Wednesday.
There you go.
He'll just wander. Circa's a big hotel. Mm-hmm. That's a big spot in Vegas.
No, Derek's the CEO there. He's awesome. Spent some time with him. They've got a great little spot.
Yes. Circa and Caesars, I believe, are the best sports books in Vegas. From what I am told. Somebody who doesn't believe in gambling, I do listen though.
You do have the pool with the giant board.
Oh, that is true.
Mm-hmm.
That is true. I didn't check it out when I was in Vegas.
Circa's also got VSiN inside too.
What's that?
That's the betting network.
Oh, okay.
The TV network. I got a bunch of buddies who work for them.
Gotcha.
My old boss used to run them.
Oh, fun.
Mm-hmm.
Fun. So check out Primetime today and tomorrow. It's 13 hours live, local, continuous regional sports talk radio. Starts at 6:02 in the Rose City with Dirt and Sprague. Brandon Sprague doing Hood to Coast tomorrow. Tell you what.
Good luck, dude.
Yeah, I think I'd rather ask for Shaden Sharp updates than do Hood to Coast. I'm not a runner. No offense. Shout out Sprague.
Yeah.
Good on you, buddy. I am just not a runner.
My sister got asked to do it.
Clearly.
My sister got asked to do it a week ago. And she was like, sure. Ha! And I'm like, oh, good. Okay. Have fun.
Nope.
Have fun with that.
Nope.
So,
Yep.
Go with God.
It's definitely a no for me, dog.
Daniel, while you were out, a lot went down in the Portland Trailblazers situation.
Oh,
We
no
kinda
way.
Laughed and joked about it all show long. The board behind me went from, I believe we were at 23 to 0. Let's start with there, Danny. The big news of the whole situation is the injury to Shaden Sharp. Torn meniscus, out 6 months. Best case scenario, all-star break most likely. Your initial thoughts when you heard this?
Don't ask for an update.
You were accused of being the one who tore his meniscus,
Yeah,
and that
of
was your
course.
honeymoon. Yes.
It sucks, man. I've had a bunch of these, and they suck, and the recovery sucks, and not being able to do the things you want to do sucks. Everything about it sucks. I don't ever look, people know, what I think or feel about Shaden as far as like what his impact can be and his frustrations on the court sometimes. Mm-hmm. I don't want to see this happen to a kid, dude. He's 24 years old, man.
No, nobody does.
I don't want that for anybody, man. That it sucks and blows at the same time. It's just, and I've seen people go, that clears up to the guard, man. It's like Shaden wasn't playing guard. He's going to end up playing the 3. Like, if anything, it exacerbates issues that are already there.
It does hurt a lot of the depth stuff, yeah. And we had lots of conversations about it. To me, it's just, I hate to do it, but it throws a little shade at Joe Cronin for me because it's another draft pick that I'm just done with. I'm done with it. I'm over it. And I think it's time to move on from Shaden, just personally.
I mean, I don't want to say it just because of the injury, but look, here's the thing, and it's where it gets kind of, I don't want to say, I mean, it does get kind of ugly. Shay's had injuries.
Mm-hmm. It's the truth.
And it's not like he's had little ones. He's had the shoulder. He's had the core. He's had now the knees. Like, these aren't like little nicks and knacks. Like
the stress fracture in the foot?
Yeah,
was it in the foot? Yeah. Or fibula.
Fibula, yeah, leg. But it's just like, when he gets injured, man, he gets, like, him and Scoot both. Mm-hmm. They just had injuries. Like, but here's the reality. Most guys in the league have injuries. Mm-hmm. That's just, Jalen Williams had injuries. Has had injuries already for Oklahoma City. You can argue that's why they didn't go to an NBA Finals, is that he wasn't available and fully functional.
Without a doubt.
Like, that's
I don't know if they win, but definitely a huge missing piece.
Yeah, that's a huge piece, right? Like
Luka on the Lakers.
Chris Paul's hamstring with the Rockets. Mm-hmm. Like, you just go down the list, man. Like Jamal Murray and for the Nuggets, Aaron Gordon with the Nuggets. Mm-hmm. Like, injuries are huge. And Edwards with the Timberwolves. Like,
that hyperextension was brutal.
Dude, it's just, health matters. Health matters so freaking much. The Knicks were healthy. It matters.
Very healthy.
I mean, De'Aaron Fox was just not healthy for the Spurs. Like, it's just, so you start stacking injuries, man, and it's just, guys just aren't bulletproof. Mm-hmm. 82 games, a lot of travel, higher speeds. Like, well, it's not as physical. It's like, yeah, no, but like what these guys do athletically is infinitely more than guys were doing in the 80s and 90s. So from that side of it, I hate to see it. It sucks. The Blazers are in a weird spot now. Like, you already were hurting on forward depth because Shea was going to get, like, between Dame, Ja, Scoot, and Drew, like, those are your backcourt minutes. And it's like, well, Drew could play some 3. It's like, cool. Great.
That's a short 3.
I mean, same with Shea.
Yeah.
Shea would have been undersized as a 3, and guess where he was going to find his minutes at? So, like, that's, and the whole idea of, like, well, he could be back up the All-Star break. I'll believe it when I see it. And that's not a shot at Shaden Sharp. He had a full-on repair. This was not a meniscectomy where they did a little rim trim and, like, try to put a Band-Aid on it. He's out for 6 months. And they're like, remember, he will be let me go ahead and say this loud and proud for everybody. He will be reevaluated in 6 months. Not returned to action. Reevaluated in 6 months. Ramp up and everything else, man. Right now, I said this was Scoot's injury. When people were like, oh, he'll be back by Christmas. I told you off air when it happened.
Yeah, you were
he'll be lucky.
He may start basketball activities at Christmas.
And guess what? We didn't get him back until, what,
the
March?
All-Star break.
Yeah.
Yeah, post-All-Star.
And guess what, man? You're looking at the same thing here. Minimum.
Yeah. I think there's a good chance Shaden's done for the year.
You could make a very, very easy argument for that.
And again, I think that's my frustration.
He's already been paid, though, so
right.
He doesn't have to worry about going into the contract year. But yeah, man, like, and now your depth is taking a hit.
And I think your assets take a hit, too. If this team's trying to get better at the trade deadline, if somebody, all of a sudden, fit be damned, okay? Just let me hear me out on this. If the Orlando Magic are just a hot dumpster fire this year, and you want to go get Paolo Banchero, you have lost one of your assets in Shaden Sharp as a trade piece.
Sure.
And that hurts a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I think that hurts a lot, and that was the biggest frustration for me. Again, you feel bad for the kid. You don't want him to be hurt, and I know there's a lot of Blazer fans out there that still believe Shaden can be something. I don't know if there's many in this building that agree with you on that, but, go with you and be a Blazer fan all you want. I think it's more damning to lose the opportunity that he was an asset, That the classic him scoot picks
if you
fill in the blank guy.
If you want to boil it down to asset value, like
it hurts.
Not only that, but just like take the human out of it, like, and that's the business side of this. It is what it is, and it's
Luka
gross.
Doncic was traded,
but it's like, yeah, he like as an asset, he has a diminished value. Now, it doesn't mean that his knees are cooked and he'll never be the same.
Right.
Like,
he's still young,
but also you just don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't know, and that's for him. I hope he's okay. I hope he doesn't rush back. I hope that this is just a minor setback in the run of his career. Everything that comes with that, but yeah, man, it sucks.
The Blazers were in on Jonathan Kuminga, according to reports around the NBA. He ends up signing with Minnesota. Look, we've made a lot of laughs and jokes about Jonathan Kuminga on the show. I believe his nickname is Mount Rushmore. For me, I think it would have been nice for the Blazers to be able to grab him, and I'm not quite sure why they weren't able to meet the same, give him what Minnesota gave him, including playing time here in Portland. Look, I don't love Jonathan Kuminga as a player. Blazers could have used him.
I mean, sure. I mean, that's at the price that I've heard. Yeah,
because he's cost himself money. We talked about this. Oof. We talked about this a little bit earlier. This near the kind of beginning of the offseason was. I think it was who was it that was complaining about this, but I can't remember. Kyle Kuzma. It was Kyle Kuzma was talking about how it's like you either get a max contract or you ain't worth S. And it felt like Kuminga was like, I'm a max contract, and they're like, or you could get paid $8 million a year.
Well, that's even worse than that. He turned down a multi-year extension. Was it $75 million with the Warriors because he was like, I'm going to go to free agency because he's got somebody gassing up in his ear. You ain't him.
You ain't him. However, what's he making in Minnesota for 2 years? $8 million?
Yeah, 9, I think.
$9 million, dude. That if I'm the Portland Trailblazers, dude, I pay that.
Well, yeah, I mean, but here's
that's
the thing.
That's a clear need, dude. That's a clear fit in this team.
And
whether I like him or not, it's a clear fit and gives you some depth.
But also, if you're Kuminga, who do you think is going to be a better team? If you're wanting an option year, which he got from the Timberwolves, to bet on yourself again.
Oh man, look, Minnesota's going to be a better team than the Blazers this year. I have no doubt about that. But
that's where you go.
Living in the Anthony Edwards, LaMelo Ball world is not my jam. It's not my jam.
Do you think he wants to live in the I'm the fifth player in the starting lineup role? Because that's what he'd be
in Portland.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, is he going to be like Gobert is not an offensive guy, so you're not worrying about him getting touches. Now, Donovan is kind of in the same boat, but he will feature in DHO and pick and pop
rolls, bro.
Pick and roll, like those kind of things. But do you think there's a lot of ball to go around between Denny, Dame, and Jaw if they end up starting all three?
Sure don't.
Abso-friggin-lutely not.
I guess it's just another disappointment of hearing a good player that could have been used linked with the Blazers and the Blazers not landing it.
Well, I mean, I think our bullseye of good player is like I've never wanted anything to do with Jonathan Kuminga.
Mount Rushmore?
The idea of Jonathan Kuminga, sure. What he actually is and what he produces, what does he do? Like, what does he do? He's a below-average shooter. He's a below-average creator. He's a decent rebounder. He can be a plus defender, but he doesn't want to. He wants to take. He thinks he's Kobe Bryant. He wants to take mid-range pull-ups, and it's just like, how are you 6'9", athletic as hell, and you just can't get to the rim or finish at a level that is requisite for what you are, and you don't shoot, but you take a volume of shots that you're not good at. It's just like I don't that era of player, man. Like the NBA does not have use for you at that price point. They just don't.
And Atlanta is a sleeping giant a little bit with the way they're building and drafting and
they're like,
everything that's going with it. And if they're out on you and they could use good players, especially vets, and they're out on you, I think that says a lot.
Yeah, no, like the Blazers here, they said, hey, if you're willing to come here cheap, we'll take you. And I think that was the right course of action.
An interesting question for you in that aspect coming up here in 10 Toes Down. We'll do that next. 503-864-6326. You ask the questions, we give you the answers. No fence sitting, 2 feet flat on the ground. 10 Toes Down is next. 105.1 The Fan. Toes down, baby. We do this every single Thursday for the moment at 12:15. We might move it around. We might not. You'll just have to stay on your toes and find out what the future brings. You ask the questions on the fan text line or the YouTube chat, 503-864-6326, and we answer them. No wishy-washy, no vacillating, 2 feet flat on the ground. Before we get to that, did you know, Danny, that if you listen to this show Monday through Friday, you too can, well, not you, but if you listen to this show Monday through Friday, you can win 2 tickets to see Journey on September 19th at Veterans Memorial Coliseum. Tickets courtesy of AEG Presents. All you got to do is text the code word to 503-864-6326 to enter and win. If you can't wait, you can go on sale now at rosequarter.com. Should you like to win, all you got to do is text in the word Journey, Journey, to 503-864-6326, and that'll give you the opportunity to win 2 tickets to Journey on September 19th, 2026. The code word, Journey. Head to 1051thefan.com for complete details. Good luck to y'all out there. This Journey should be a fun time. 10 Toes Down, Daniel. Do you remember how this works?
I do.
Yeah, you are the originator of 10 Toes Down. The pastor at your wedding referenced 10 Toes Down.
He did.
Did you hear my little... Did you hear that?
I heard a little.
I tried to not be rude. I didn't want to interrupt.
No.
Wasn't trying to say, look at me, look at me, look at me.
He listens to the show.
But I heard 10 Toes Down, and I just went...
Now he
nice shout out.
He got to spend some time with you guys. He said
Yeah,
you guys
he
were
hung
great.
out with us at the table. Yeah, nice guy. Very nice guy. Let's see. We were just talking about Blazers, so let's hang out in Blazerland here for 10 Toes Down. 10 Toes Down, the Blazers need Ben Simmons. I mean, I love the length of Ben Simmons, but I don't know if there's anything else of Ben Simmons.
If you're asking me about the last roster spot, needs too strong a word, but would I? Yeah, because why the hell not?
Take a risk on it. I mean, what is he, 6'9"?
6'10".
6'10"? I mean, he's not a great shooter.
Plus defender.
He is a plus defender. Well, I don't know about now.
I bet you he still is.
Pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, look, again, we're talking about the ideas of players. The idea of Ben Simmons is a Hall of Famer.
Like the idea of John Morant is a Hall of Famer.
Again,
Yes.
6'10", can guard 1 through 4.
1 through 5. Like, legitimate. Like,
5s will give him problems.
sure, but
One-
like
one
if you're
through
talking
4.
like Embiid or something like that, but if you're talking about like
Yeah.
guys that aren't going to cook everyone, like you're okay with him on a switch. Like Ben Simmons at his peak, this is a guy who finished second Defensive Player of the Year voting. This is not like he's a good defender. This is a guy who, when he came in the league, I was like, number 1, he's going to be one of the 5 best creators, and number 2, he's going to be one of the 5 best defenders. Like he was on par of being like Draymond Green on steroids. Like that's what Ben Simmons was going to be. Like Defensive Player of the Year caliber creator, not just as a dribble handoff guy, but as a guy that could run your offense. So if you're telling me that you get like a percentage of that, like it's 60% of that, that's your 14th or 15th guy, sure. And you are so desperate for that position that I would kick the can on it just to see.
10 Toes Down, Blazers need Ben Simmons. I'm going to go, 10 Toes Down. Yeah, why not? If you want eyeballs on a squad, Damian Lillard, Ja Morant, Denny Avdia, and Ben Simmons, that'll get people to watch.
Look, if you gave me
a little more national games that way.
If you're talking 10 minutes a night of Ben Simmons,
hell yeah.
On a vet min contract, cool. I'm okay with it. Like
Felt it right there.
That's where I'm at with this now, especially with you lose Shaden, you're already getting hit in your depth of a guy who's probably was going to get forward minutes, and you're already like your forward rotation right now is some version of 2 Denny City Veet.
Yeah.
Like Veet's gonna play the 3.
Micah Potter.
Potter's 4'5", 5'4".
Oh, sorry, I thought you were talking about 4s.
But I mean, like he's kind of
he's gonna rotate in a 4
because Carlson's a 5.
Yeah.
Donovan's a 5. Rob, you can play as a 4 if you've got
Donovan's
something,
got to be on the court.
or Carlson, because it depends on matchup. But like the
Yang Bong
5 only, 5 only.
I like Yang at the 3. Just let him rain.
Him and
threes.
Donovan will never not be 5s. Like that's the problem with this roster right now is you have too many single positions. Like Denny and 2 and Drew, those 3 guys, and I guess to an extent City.
To an extent, Dame can play a 1 and a 2. He can. I know you don't like it, but he can.
It's like the whole Dame CJ thing. It's like, well, you got to hide somebody defensively, not just because of like defensive ability, but just size. So like of guys that are going to be in the rotation who are bigger than 6'5", to, and excluding centers, to Denny City. Like, that's the list.
Mm-hmm. Not a good list.
That we went from being one of the biggest teams in the league to one of the smallest teams in the league.
And you hate that.
It drives me nuts.
10 toes down. If you could keep any one player free from injury this year, who would you pick for the Blazers?
Probably, it's the most important. It's Donovan.
Oh, I think it's Denny.
Yeah, it's got to be Denny.
I think it's Denny.
It's the most important player. It's Denny, but protecting from injury.
You think it's Donovan?
It's Donovan.
I think
you can't
because
Rob can't play 30 minutes a night.
Yeah,
what 65. Like that's what I'm saying. The most.
And if you lose the scoring of Denny, you get
Dame and Jaw can pick up some burden there. Drew can pick up some burden there.
I think you bring up a good point in terms of need versus want.
You can't replace Donovan.
You don't want to have to play Braden Carlson.
No, it's like you cannot replace Donovan. Like it's scarcity. It's like, yes, you can't survive a hit to your best player. That's true across the board of every team in the league. But you can find ways to replicate things on a night-by-night basis. You can't replicate 7'3" interior defense rebounding for 30-plus minutes a night. You just can't do it.
I hear what you're saying. I think you bring up a good point. 10 toes, I'm going to say Denny, though. I still think
you can make a very easy argument for
that. And I think it's because of what we talked about. Mm-hmm. If Denny goes down, who replaces him positionally? Nobody.
But the same with Donovan. Like you can say Rob.
No, but I mean, like literally, there are bodies though that can. Young is a body that can. There is no body that can for Denny.
I mean, if
maybe Tumani, but then who replaces Tumani? There's nobody to replace Tumani.
It becomes Drew.
Yeah, and then we're three guards.
Honestly,
on the floor as one.
Honestly, if Denny went down, please, no, it's City.
Yeah,
City starts at 4.
Yeah,
immediately. City starts at 4.
I don't love that, Daniel.
Oh. So that's a tough place to be.
And finally, before we take a break, come back with some more 10 toes down. 10 toes down, the Blazers. Blazers win a title before the Mariners do.
Yeah.
I'm a no.
I'll 10 toes that.
I'll say yeah.
I'll 10 toes that.
I'm a 10 toes no on that. I'll take the Mariners simply because the pitching staff is capable of winning a title and they have the studs in place locked up. I do think that, yes.
Because we thought
I hear what you're saying. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Logan Gilbert, George Kirby, Brian Wu, Bryce Miller, Emerson Hancock on paper should be fantastic. Now, Bryce Miller loves to give up grand slams, and George Kirby's super inconsistent, and Brian Wu got shelled last night by a name named Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a brutal question.
It's also, it goes back to like what I was talking about earlier. It's like they have a curse to beat. People are like,
the Mariners?
Yeah. The Blazers Blazers are like, no, they have a title.
Sure, it was 50 years ago, but still a title.
They've also had like other runs where
90s, early 90s, late 90s,
yeah, like
80s, yeah.
Like you again,
2019 Western Conference Finals.
Mariners, where you at?
Game 7 of the ALCS last year.
They made the playoffs.
Oh no! We suck again.
Game 7 of the ALCS ain't nothing to slouch about. All right, you're a couple outs away from going to a World Series.
Sure. It's the best turnout they've ever had in their franchise history.
Yes, it is the best turnout they've ever had in their franchise history. I don't know why you're like looking at me like I'm a Mariner fan over here.
I'm just painting you into the corner because you took the Mariners.
I can tell. More 10 toes down when we come back. We got a little bit of room if you want to squeeze them in. 503-864-6326 or over on the YouTubes. That's lowercase with sports.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, some NFL news for you, as your Seattle Seahawks have reached an agreement on a 3-year, $90 million extension with All-Pro defensive tackle Leonard Williams. The extension will make Williams one of the NFL's top 5 highest-paid defensive tackles by annual salary, and the deal will also include $56 million in guarantees for the guy who was ranked the top player by NFL executives, coaches, and scouts at the defensive tackle position. Some more NFL news for you, as the Pittsburgh Steelers have restructured the contract of wide receiver DK Metcalf, converting his base salary to a signing bonus to create $18 million in added cap flexibility. This comes about as reports suggest that Steelers and cornerback Joey Porter had reached an impasse on potential contract discussions. And according to Adam Schefter, the Miami Dolphins are trading wide receiver Tutu Atwell back to the Los Angeles Rams. Dolphins will receive running back Jarquez Hunter as Atwell returns to the team that drafted him back in 2021. Finally, some NBA news for you as free agent forward Jonathan Kuminga has reached a 2-year, $12.4 million deal with the Minnesota Timberwolves. The deal will include a player option in the second season as he rejoins a Western Conference contender. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm lowercase from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of dirt.
Closing arguments coming up next to send you on your way, but we're living in a 10 toes down kind of world right now. 503-864-6326, and let's get right to it. Gentlemen, it's been 2 hours and 36 minutes, and I do not believe we've really talked about food.
I mean, I can talk about wedding food.
No, we don't need that.
We don't need that?
No, we were all there.
Okay.
We were all there. 10 toes down. What's the best barbecue side dish? When done right, mine is collard greens.
Ooh.
Best barbecue side dish.
I'm not
not what you're good at.
No. I'm not.
But what you when you go to the cookout, you get the main feat, whether it's ribs or chicken or whatever it is. What is the number one you got to go to on the side?
I'm gonna do a combination. No. Just trust me here. It has to be done right. Neither can be store-bought. It is the combination of a perfect red potato salad and baked beans.
You got to choose one, though.
10 toes.
10 toes.
Hear me out here. I'm a sick man. I will fork a potato and then scoop beans, get the warm and the cold together, and I don't know why. I did this as a kid, and I still do it. But I don't mix them together, but it's like I get a little bite of each. But if I have to pick one, it depends on the barbecue dish. Like if it's ribs, it's potato salad. If it's brisket, it's beans. The meat, the barbecued meat matters.
Something for me, this is not my go-to because I'm not the biggest beans fan. If you nail beans, though,
baked beans,
I become a believer.
Dude, if you get there's...
And I want a little bit of meat in the beans.
And here's the other thing. The consistency matters. It has to have a thickness to it. It can't be those super water.
No, beans and barbecue sauce.
No.
It can't be that.
It can't be that, but it also can't be the super watered. It has to have some thickness to it. It's either honey, molasses, whatever it is that your sauce, whatever it is you're doing, it has to have some thickness to it. Consistency matters. The spice matters. The sweetness matters. If you get no doubt dyed in the wool, I've had some baked beans with burnt ends that were out of this world, and it was just. They had a vinegar mustard sauce. Oh my god! It was this barbecue. My mouth is lit. My mouth is literally watering. There was a spot in North Carolina where I had these baked beans, and they were the best baked beans I've ever had in my entire life. And I need to track it. That's a hole in the wall spot outside of Charlotte, and literally my mouth is watering now because I haven't thought about those things in forever. But those done right, man, you just screw it. I'll go 10 toes. It's the baked beans. If you get baked beans, and then you can get crappy baked beans. They can suck. Also, the whole idea of the black eyed peas, simple. Miss me with that.
See, I run into the problem with barbecue that most of the side dishes I'm not interested in. Corn on the cob, no thank you. Potato salad, no thank you. Baked beans, no thank you.
Cornbread?
Maybe you can talk me into a little bit of cornbread. For me, my go-to side 100% is a vinegar-based coleslaw.
Okay, not my jam, but I get it.
Coleslaw and barbecue are great. If you gave me some ribs and some coleslaw on the side, I'm a happy camper.
It's greens and mac.
Pulled pork with some coleslaw, oh baby, let's roll.
Mac's another one.
Greens and mac.
I'm not a mac and cheese guy, but when you hit a home run with it, that's when it matters.
It's also you got to have that big noodle baked mac and cheese with barbecue.
Yeah, this whole people who grew up on Blue Box Kraft mac and cheese.
Oh, I grew up on Blue Box, but when you went to a barbecue, that was never Blue Box.
But that's what I'm saying. People
you can't Blue Box at a barbecue.
People were like, "Oh, I'll bring some mac and cheese," and they show up with that nonsense, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" I got somebody over here smoked meat for 24 hours, and you spent 24 minutes from beginning to end getting the water to boil. Miss me with that nonsense.
10 toes down. Peter Cullen's death should lead to the retirement of Optimus Prime's voice.
In the same way that Casey Kasem's death did not lead to the end of Shaggy's voice, it can't. It can't.
Well, I agree that it can. I am 10 toes down that it will not retire because what they should do is they should just get the intellectual property like James Earl Jones. James Earl Jones' voice can be used for Darth Vader and Darth Vader alone. Peter Cullen's can't be used for anything but Optimus Prime.
Yep. Just AI the crap out of it.
Yeah, as much as I don't love AI doing art, those iconic voices are real tough to replace.
I mean, Cullen's voice is...
It's iconic.
Have you seen his IMDb? Do you
Yeah,
know,
I was piercing
perusing?
through it.
Do you know the voice that he is probably least known for, but is one of the more iconic? Predator.
Oh, he is the Predator
He's the Predator.
voice.
So they brought him in, and he's like, I need to see what this thing looks like. And they're like, no, we are not showing anybody what this thing looks like. And he's like, well, then I have no idea what you want me to do. So the whole like that sound, all of that's Peter Cullen. Like, and it's so crazy when you see him doing a table read because he's got a great voice to begin with, but then he switches into the Optimus Prime voice, and you're just like, yeah, that's Optimus Prime.
10 Toes Down, can we stop calling September, October, November, and December the Burr months? It's been done to death. I have a bigger question for this.
I've never heard that before.
Me neither. I have a bigger question on this. September is 7, but September is the 9th month. Oct is 8. That's the 10th month. No is the 9, and that's the 11th month. And Dec is 10, which is the 12th month.
I think that has to do with original calendars.
Is this a Jesus thing?
No. It's
Probably.
No. I
Is
think
this a Roman thing?
I mean, the days.
Which
One would say that those are related.
Yes.
Yeah.
But like the days, like Thursday is from Thor's Day. That's Nordic.
Okay.
Like that's where the days come from. I used to know something about the calendar here, like why it moved, but I can't remember what it was. But I think at one point in time they did line up, if I remember right.
And finally, 10 Toes Down. Would you
Roman calendar.
Roman?
Was it? Okay.
It's always the Romans.
Yeah.
It's always the Romans. 10 Toes Down, finally. Would you rather be on vacation with a loud, obnoxious frat boy type drawing unnecessary attention, or the friend who constantly forgets their wallet or who dodges paying for anything or cheaps out on dinners or activities making you pay for everything?
Give me the obnoxious guy.
Oh, give me the broke boy.
I hate cheapskates.
I hate bros.
I can deal with obnoxious. If you were like outwardly and you were just mooching, it's one thing. Like you forget your wallet. It happens.
Sure, yeah, I can cover you. We can talk about it later.
But if you're the notorious, hey, you got me guy, no, absolutely not.
See, as much as that would bother me, at least I would think that the you got me guy would at least I would have a better relationship with them, so I would at least have more fun.
No. This is the guy that does it all the
I still
time.
think so, dude. The frat boy mentality I struggle with really badly.
I know you do.
I really do.
You don't like fun.
No, it's that I don't like people that just suck the soul out of a room.
They can suck the soul out of a room, but you know what you do with them? You make fun of them.
Yeah, I can't have them suck the soul out of the room because then how am I supposed to be the center of the attention?
Yeah, see, that's the actual problem. Yeah.
It's because I am that guy.
Yeah.
You can't take that away from me.
And nobody did
Look
that.
at me.
Look, nobody did that at the wedding, so that was good.
Yeah, I wasn't drunk enough.
Yeah, well, thank you for that. Tiff's very appreciative. Very appreciative.
Although I thought we did all right, Case? We had a little pre-funk.
Yeah, we got after.
Yeah, we got after
And
it a
nobody
little
got
bit.
caught. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't.
I may have accidentally spilled some tequila on my wife's Kate Spade, but
That's not good.
That's a different situation.
Yeah, no. We
Case, that was a disaster, correct?
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, that
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
folded arms and the forehead look where it's like,
I know.
Good luck with that one.
She was in such a good mood, too.
I would say she came in a great mood, so
Yeah.
she
That's
saved
because
it.
she was happy to see anybody but me.
Thank you for having 55 other people here.
Yes. That is 10 Toes Down. We do it every single Thursday. We're debating on whether we move it to the 11 o'clock hour or keep it in the big nooner. Closing Arguments is next to send you on your way. That's Danny. I'm Patrick. 105.1 The Fan.
The biggest.
All right, that's going to do it for us. Closing Arguments brought to you by Oregon Divorce Mediation Services, presented by our friends at Leskin Law. For more information, visit leskinlaw.com. Coming up on the program tomorrow, Blake Price will join us from MLS Apple TV. We'll talk a little Timbers. They'll take on Austin FC this weekend. Angie Machado will join the program. We'll take a peek at Oregon State University. They named their starting quarterback while you were out, Danny, and it's not Malik Murphy. I'm very excited to talk to her about that because that seems controversial, yet maybe the right way to go. And then obviously my quarterback, Casey's coach, Alex Brink, will join the program in the Big Nooner. We'll look at Washington State to finish out our gallivanting around the Pacific Northwest in college football.
Okay.
Should be great.
I'm here for it. And we have actual college football the next day.
Yep. And we'll talk about games. Maybe there are some top 10 G-Spot games on Saturday that we can maybe preview and take a peek at.
I get to watch my team play.
Yes, you do play. What happens if you guys lose to San Jose State?
I'm not here on Monday. Not here on Monday. Where's Danny? Gone.
Dead. He's gone.
I'm going off grid.
In case you're interested in some baseball, yeah, you've missed this, Danny. Let's see your nice pitching matchups. Houston is in the Bronx tonight. Garrett Cole on the bump for the New York Yankees. Big series for the Astros. And the Yankees getting healthier and getting better. Cody Bellinger is back, so that'll be interesting. Jacob Mizorowski on the bump tonight in the Big Apple. Two big games in New York City tonight. Garrett Cole and Jacob Mizorowski, as the Brewers will take on the New York Mets. The game of the day, though, is 4:15 on FS1. Los Angeles Dodgers at Atlanta Braves. Yoshinobu Yamamoto versus Chris Sale tonight.
Some decent matchups on the bump.
Some decent matchups, especially for a travel day. We usually don't get good stuff, but that's quite nice. Let's see. What else do we miss today? Seattle's Leonard Williams got a nice little payday extension.
Worthy of it.
Fight on. I think I said fight on 15 times while you were gone, just to keep the
keep it going.
Keep the mojo here. Keep Duck fans hating you.
5 true freshmen on the depth chart starting.
That is wild.
Number 1 recruiting class in the country last year.
We should probably talk about that tomorrow. Let's see here. But Leonard Williams gets himself a payday, 3 years, $90 million. Look, man, if he gets all the money of that deal, that's a $200 million career. That's a nice payday for Leonard Williams. Plus, you got one of them things.
He's very likely going to be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, you think so? You think he ekes his way into the Hall of Fame? I shouldn't say eke. That sounds mean.
That's not just like my USC bias. When he came out, the guy that I projected him as was Richard Seymour. Like Richard Seymour is like the guy who's like, wow, his 10-year career was great from the jump, and everywhere he went, he won. It's like that's been Leonard Williams. He's just been that good.
Kyle Lowry's going to get his number retired for the Raptors. Congrats.
As he should.
So they only have 2 in the Raptors. Him and Vince Sanity. Does anybody have less than 2 in the NBA?
I don't know who the Nets have up.
They don't have like Jay Kidd or Richard Jefferson?
I don't know.
Vince Carter?
I mean, Brooke Lopez is their all-time leading scorer.
Chris Humphries?
Oh, there you go.
James Harden?
Yeah.
By the way, can I ask you that question? James Harden, 3 years, 96.
Little above what I would pay for him, but $30 million a year for a guy who's still really damn good offensively.
But who were they betting against?
Well, here's the problem.
Who were they negotiating against?
He opted out under the auspices of, I'm going to still get paid.
Right.
Promises are made. And look, that's the whole reason like him and Daryl Morey broke up in Philly.
I know.
Daryl Morey made a promise and did not deliver. And where's Daryl Morey right now?
Out of a job.
You break those promises, man, you don't last.
Let's see. NFL preseason on tonight. Pittsburgh at Buffalo, New England at Cleveland, the Niners at Vegas, and the Rams at Chargers. Or is it the Chargers at the Rams? I haven't decided yet. Have you watched any preseason football, Danny?
No.
I have seen.
That's not true. I watched Hall of Fame game and I watched Mendoza's first drive.
I have seen some highlights, and by some I mean a few, and I've looked at some box scores. Let me tell you what, Danny. I don't know if there's anything worse on this planet Earth than preseason football. From sports-wise.
It's up there.
Danny, I'm watching Chelsea play Luton Town right now in the League's Cup, Carabao Cup in England right now. Without a doubt, I am more invested in this than I am in Patriots-Browns tonight.
Well, yeah.
Dylan Gabriel getting the start. Taylon Green going to get some reps?
Yeah, sign me up for some Taylon Green. I'll watch the
Taylon Green.
I'll watch the highlights of that drive.
I will watch Taylon Green highlights.
Yes,
highlights. I don't know if I have anything else on that.
Beyond that, no. If I want to watch a rookie play, cool. Other than that, I'm out. I just don't. I don't care.
Yeah. What are the other matchups? I'm pretending I'm caring over this weekend.
Mendoza's going to start for the Raiders.
New England, Cleveland, San Francisco, Las Vegas, and Rams, Chargers.
Oh yeah, I already said that. I meant more like this weekend. Oh, tomorrow's a lot of games.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday, Detroit and Indianapolis. Boy, what are the ratings of NFL preseason against Week 0 college football?
Probably higher.
You think so? The NFL preseason will rate higher?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Case, do you agree with that as well?
With the exception of the Ireland game and maybe the USC game. Because every other game's... that's not true. The evening game's decent.
Memphis, UNLV, dude. 2 top 10 G-spot teams.
Yeah. I think those 3 games will probably come close to rivaling NFL preseason.
I know we're going to get into it tomorrow, but Bill Connolly, you know who his G6 team is he chose to make the playoff?
Who?
Hawaii.
Oh.
Hawaii.
Interesting.
And they have Stanford on Saturday.
Oh, no. R.I.P.
At 4 o'clock.
I saw some people...
Glued.
Picking Stanford as the worst G4 team.
Stanford might be the worst G4 team.
P4 team.
I've heard Boston College is supposed to be really, really bad.
It's Boston College.
Yeah.
They aren't playing hockey, so...
And that's the new life of bowl games. If we get rid of bowl games and go to just the 2014 playoff, whatever it is, we need, Purdue versus Stanford at the end of the year.
Who sucks the most?
Yeah, we need to see that.
Just to see how bad it gets.
Winning team gets to poach 3 of the other team's best players.
Ooh, do you have to?
Yes.
Oh, you have to take?
Yes, you have to.
Loser
has to.
Loser has to take the bottom 3?
Yes.
Ugh.
Swap coordinators.
I'm already going so far out of my skis. NBC Sports have made their picks for the playoffs, and both of them have USC Texas in the first round of the playoffs.
Oh, jeez.
And I'm like,
buckle up.
Have you watched the doc yet?
No.
Vince Young doc?
Oh, no. Is it good?
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, it's great.
It's great.
I have no rush to it because I lived it.
Yeah.
But if it's good, I'll watch it.
It's good. It's really good. Yeah.
Has that got Indiana winning it?
Notre Dame.
Over Indiana?
Yep.
Dude, the amount of Indiana just...
Not.
Oh, I understand, but it's like Indiana's going to the Natty or they're missing the playoff.
There's no in between.
It's pretty wild. That's pretty wild. Closing arguments are brought to you by Oregon Divorce Mediation Services, presented by our friends at Leskin Law. For more information, visit leskinlaw.com. Oregon Divorce Mediation Services, the alternative to divorce court. That's going to do it for us. We'll catch you tomorrow on a Football Friday, Week 0. It's nice to have you back, sir.
It's good to be back.
It's good to have you. For Danny Marang, that's Casey Smith. I'm Patrick Harris. Go do something I would do.
Bye.